for real?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can hear you. It's fine.
Oh no, they didn't. Did you? You didn't hear about my foot falling asleep?
No,
did
I
you?
just did that now because I wanted to mess with you. But now they
Okay.
can hear us. It's just over the screen,
great.
but they can hear us. I'm just kind of like screwing with you at the moment.
Oh no.
Also, where did I put my bottle opener? I have a beer and I have a bottle opener, but I don't. Oh, it's right in my lap. There
I
we
mean,
go.
I keep forgetting that like you're a million miles away because I was literally about to be like, oh, you can have mine.
Yeah, you just hand it to me. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll just hand
Just
it
pass
to you.
it. Just
If
mail
you're
it out.
cyberspace.
Mail it out. Also,
Yeah,
they're
like,
still
we
hearing
can't-
all of what we're saying right now. It's fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
I love that.
But it's like, you mean I can't just like beam it to you? Like that seems odd.
Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, I wish we lived in the Star Trek future where that like was a thing.
But also just like wait. That's even funnier. Just like household appliances. Like, it's like you're communicating
That's all it's
with some
for.
other ship. Yeah, so you're communicating with some other ship, and they're like, we forgot a wine opener. It's like, oh, we got one of those. Just
Yeah.
hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on, like 5 seconds.
That's all we're gonna use the teleporter for, not actual people. We're just going to use it for household appliances. Let me just send you weird bottle openers and stuff. I'm happy for that. That's the one I want in my future.
It's like, oh, you guys need shears? That's fine. Hold on 1 second. Well, actually, we gotta get them to the we gotta get them to the transporter, so it'll take like a minute and a half, but it'll get there.
You know what I just realized?
Hmm.
Transporters. So it's only for trans people.
Oh,
That's what it's
okay.
for.
Well, that's better.
I think that's what we should actually set the rule. Like transporters are only
That's
for
the
trans
true.
people. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Star Trek. Well, okay. Well, hang on. Speaking of equity,
Yes.
it's like you must have this many trans people on your ship, otherwise.
We are actually the things that power starships. It's not warp
Yeah.
drive or dilithium crystals. It's
No.
trans people. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Or it's
great.
like, we're running out of trans people, Captain. I'm
we're
giving
all-
them all
we're all
she's
still-
got, or he's
we're all
got, or
still
they've
safe.
got. I don't know. I'm not gonna gender the ship.
Scotty obviously would really hard, but sometimes just feel lost.
Well, Scotty was a turf. We all know this now.
Oh no, did we just make no? Oh, that makes me sad. We don't need this is a wild opening.
There's only she starships. There's only one starship gender.
This is awful. But in better news, my foot feeling is back.
Good, I'm
So-
glad. We should probably go on the stream now because they've been
I mean,
hearing
I
us for
guess.
a while, and it's just been the video, or just like Mariner and Tendi just chilling in space.
Oh god.
All right, everybody,
trying
we're
to-
gonna come on. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Now we're on. Can you all see us? Can you all hear us? Let us know in the chat how the launch the pronoun Nick. I launched. The
Oh my
pronoun
gosh.
torpedoes. I love
That's
it.
amazing. Oh, I love that.
I love that pronoun. Sorry, I got also so you're not seeing the game screen over here. There we go. That's better. Hi everyone, by
Also-
the way.
Also, Andrew Clank. Can I trans no more?
I got there's so many transes. I can't do it.
Oh, excellent.
Scotty, beam me up.
Okay. Is there another Scottish person on this ship?
There's Scotty and Welshie. Is
okay.
the other one.
Great. Excellent.
Which can we talk? Like, no one talks about that in Star Trek. Like, his name is Scotty. That
Mhm.
feels like a problem that no one talks about.
Well, but his last name is Scott, right?
Yeah, so the
Okay.
people just call him Scotty, which
Right.
feels offensive.
But
It's like if
also,
I went
like-
around calling Spock like Vulcany, like, hey
Well-
Vulcany.
Right. But it's also one of those things where it's like Scottish people do have like Scott sometimes as a
That's
surname.
True. That's true.
So it's like it's like when you meet a French named Francois, like you're calling him France dude, but it's his name.
I mean, we do have Jean-Luc Picard, which feels like the most stereotypical French name of all time.
Yeah.
So,
It'd only be like more stereotypical if it was Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre Picard.
Also, Melody, I personally have not had any drinks, so
I
just for the
have a
record.
drink. I have not had any drinks either, and that's a problem. So I'm gonna fix that now. Hi everybody. I'm so sorry.
Hi.
We should
Sorry,
actually talk with the chat. We're fucking around too much. Welcome. This is gonna be what this stream is. Lucien and I are just going to be idiots on this stream, and that's why I'm playing Banjo Kazooie today, because I just wanted a game where I'm like I don't have to think too hard about it, because I just want to like engage with Lucien and all of you in the chat. I hope all of you are doing well. Just to say hi to everybody, like hi Gozer and hi Jedi Indiana Jones. I did forget the Choco Taco Jedi. I apologize. Morgan, I love you. Let's see, Frank, who else is here? Jack the Gun. It's just Abigail. Knit and Crochet Tiger. Blossoming Desire. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. So yay.
And hi, Penny LaFerret. And also, I'm gonna probably pronounce this wrong, but is it Olav Drab or Olam Drab? The Jean-Claude Francois is very funny. And
yes. Yes.
Just for the record.
Yes. So welcome to 2022. I don't know. I'm trying to like.
You've streamed in 2022 already, right? Like,
yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm just like trying to create more conversation because we need to say hi to the chat, and now I'm like making sure we get back into conversation as well. But I'm bad at like, this is me being like, I don't know how to conversate. Why am I the one that has a YouTube channel? I don't know how to start conversations.
I mean, you've got more experience conversating by a stream than I do.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh yeah. Andrew doesn't.
Oh yes. Hi, Andrew.
Yes. This is Lucien.
You introduced.
Lucien.
Yes.
That's Lucien right there on the stream. Lucien is my best friend, and I adore him and love him with all of my heart. He's also the person that I came out to. So just want to give Lucien love because he is amazing, and he also edits my videos and all that fun stuff. So
I can't remember which side is the pointy. But also Bellamy Rhea. Says,
thank you
have
so
a bottle on me.
Thank you so much. Bellamy, also a really great YouTuber, a wonderful. I believe that's the person who's the YouTuber. Bellamy, thank you so much. Heart to you. Thank you so much. You are wonderful. I adore you. Edward Bedor, also heart to you. I hope you're by the way, Edward, I hope you're doing well. I know, Edward, you said the other day that you were having a really rough day, so I just want to thank you so much for the super chat. You are lovely. My name is first name, but everyone just calls me Name. That's
classic.
Fair. That's fair. But also, can I also I'm gonna put you on the spot, Lucien. The video that I did on Friday was edited by Lucien, so please tell him how much his editing was wonderful.
You don't have to do that. But I do want to thank Morgan the Pirate Queen for saying great editing without the prompting from Jessie, because I appreciate it very much. Yes. And I just knew that Jessie was going to do this.
I'm going to embarrass you and just let you know that you did good editing, and you made people cry, and that video made me cry, and you did a very good job on it. So I just want to let you know.
I mean, I hate saying, "Oh, I'm glad" when I make people cry, but I know what it means.
You made people feel emotions, so that's what matters. So
please continue feeling emotions. They are good. They are good to process.
Mm-hmm. Emotions are good. Anyways, so
and then in the background, I'm like, I wish I couldn't feel a damn thing. Anyway.
Well, we're dead inside. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
We can feel the emotions on the outside because our souls are all dead on the inside. That's what happens when you are a creative person. You die slowly until you have nothing left.
Oh my gosh.
That got too dark.
Okay. So Olive Drop was just talking about like the Gaelic thing, and yes, I get it, because I saw the M and the H and I was like, that's a V sound, but I'm gonna mess it up. So I appreciate the clarification.
See, my rule of thumb is I just screw up everyone's names, including my own, so that it makes it easy.
That's good.
Come on, you know me. I screw up names all the time.
Yes, I do know this. It's fine. Is this a part? Am I not allowed to talk about the Brian Brain thing on stream, or can I talk about?
Why
the Brian
would you not
Brain
be allowed
thing?
to tell? Why?
Okay.
It's embarrassing, but it's great.
It's great. So yeah, everybody, Jessie, I promise we're gonna play a game at some point.
I can actually start it while we're talking.
Okay.
I can, because like I said, we're just gonna chat and I'm just gonna play shit while we talk.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I will let everyone know, I invited Lucien to play, but Lucien just wants to chill. So it's.
Yeah, I also just want to try to. help with the managing of the chat
Well, yeah.
thing.
So
This
I'll
is my
just
first.
also yeah. We're so I just to let everyone know.
Oh, sorry.
No. We can announce it. I'm going to be doing a stream that I want to do like a charity stream. And have a bunch of people on, but I'm going to be doing something fun. I'm not going to say exactly what it's going to be, but I'm going to be distracted during the charity stream. And so Lucian's going to be like the MC. And so I'm just part of the reason Lucian's here tonight, is not just to hang out, though I do want to hang out. It's just to also get practice like live streaming and also like MCing and stuff. And also Kestra sends virtual hugs and sending you hugs, Kestra.
I was just about to interrupt and say hearts to you, Kestra. Thank you so much. Virtual hugs back to you.
Yay.
But anyway, my story being, well, it's not my story, it's your story. Jessie wrote this really great script.
Okay,
when we were in college.
I'm gonna call you out right at the beginning here.
Oh my god. Okay, well, we have to stop now because Bottom Barrel Budget Films also sent us a super chat.
Yay, thank you.
Oh no, I'm sorry that you can't go out and do anything, but happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday,
Excellent.
and we're glad you're here. We will celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday, Bottom Barrel. Also,
absolute 100% birthday.
Also, I'm cool with the gender neutral bro. I can't speak for everybody, but I am personally. I can't speak for Lucian either. But
oh, I love bro, but that's because I am a trans man. Yeah. So
you are a bro.
So there's that.
I mean, I'm a bro too, but I'm a bro with boobs, and so there's that.
Yeah, you're like a bro.
I'm a bro.
So it's like
I'm a bra bro.
You're a bra bro.
There we go.
Oh my god.
I'm a bra bro.
Yeah, see, like yeah, non-binary using bro. It's heckin' valid.
Non-bro. Oh, also sorry. Sorry, it's
non-bronary.
Yes.
Thank you.
Also, I'm sorry. I know you have a story about Brian Brain.
I sure do, but go ahead.
But can we also tell the story about like how when we lived together, we would just make Banjo Kazooie noises around the house. Also, our dog's name was Kazooie, so there you go.
We absolutely can. Yeah.
I just remember I saw the video of you just like running across like I just have a video on my phone of Lucian just running across in front of me while I was playing a game, just going. No, you were doing the Kazooie.
I was doing the Kazooie thing, so I was like, yeah.
It's so perfect. You did the Kazooie. Everybody, Kazooie just like so perfect Kazooie noise.
Oh, it was so funny.
Also, thank you. I do have broobs. I do have brobes.
Jesse's got broobs. Brobes.
I have a Scottish broob. Not brogue. I don't know. I was trying my best.
And hi, Captain Omni. Says, I'm non-binary and use dude because as Good Burger told us, we're all dudes.
Yes.
God, I love that. Oh my gosh, the Keenan and Kel flashbacks. Oh, I miss Good Burger.
Guys, well, this is Good Burger. Wait, what was it? Like, this is.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Yeah, that's it. Yep. All right, Brian Brain. You had the Brian Brain story. Well, I'm gonna skip through this opening because Banjo-Kazooie intro. So, anyways, you were saying. Brian Brain story.
Oh yeah, Brian Brain. So Jessie wrote this really good script. When your senior year of college.
It was it was when I was in Los Angeles, when I did my semester in Los Angeles.
Right. And you were using were you using Celtics?
Yes, I was using Celtics. Also, so, like, by the way, you just got was it just me or did you just get super quiet?
I did. Am I back now? Because my microphone did a wonky thing, but is my microphone?
Let me turn. I'm gonna turn you up on my screen. It might just be me. Okay, sorry. You're good. Sorry.
How's everybody else feeling with my audio?
Yeah. Is Lucian loud enough for everybody, or do we need to turn up? So, anyways.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thanks, Bottom Barrel. But also, Thomp10 says, "Love you, Jessie.
That's
Which
an easy
Marvel
one.
Disney Plus show is your favorite?"
Loki, easily by like
That's the right answer. Yeah. For the record.
By like a hot mile, cause like Tom Hiddleston being all Tom Hiddleston-y, also time travel shenanigans, and yes, there's like the issue with them doing a very shallow LGBTQ representation and the militarization of there's the militarization of the time cop people that I'm blanking on the name of, but that
the TVA, the TVA,
yeah. So there's that problem with it, but that's like a problem with all the Marvel stuff. But I just like the like time travel wonky nonsense and like the like discussions of like fate and like are we able to like control our fate and things like that. Like it's all just inherent in that. So yeah, Loki, easily Loki. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just reading some of the. Sorry, I just like dropped off the planet because I was reading. But also to Cassowary, I'm sending you hearts as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Texas is terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So sending you.
Thank you. Yes, TVA Time Variance Authority.
Yes.
There it is.
Anyways, sorry.
Thank you for that as well.
But yes, Decastoray sending you love, and also I'm gonna kill this fucking carrot. Anyways.
Yes, but anywho, so just for the
see
okay, Falcon and Winter Soldier for me. If Captain Omni, Falcon and Winter Soldier for me, if only because I'm a major Captain America fan and I love seeing all this lore explored more than the movies. That's also a really great answer because I do also love Captain America.
I love Captain America. I like Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I think it ended up having like kind of a very kind of I liked a lot of what it said about like deconstructing the idea of Captain America and like the showing of the fact that like there were super soldiers that were made and experimented on before Captain America existed, and that they were like black men, because that definitely would be something that would happen. But I also do feel like the show kind of like vilified like people actually trying to fight for like the for like destroying borders and like trying to help like why am I blanking on the word, oh my gosh, people who are displaced people, and it like vilified people fighting for displaced people, and I think it like kind of gave that a pass, which is something that I'm upset about. But I still think the show is overall like trying to say something good and did try to do a little bit more than most Marvel stuff, which is good. So.
And I didn't see a ton of Falcon and Winter Soldier, but from my like the performances were very well done.
Oh yeah,
I sort of agree. It's sort of like in order to move forward, we need to trust the status quo but demand better. And I was like,
exactly. That was exactly.
Yeah. Also, Andrew Klang wants to know if we've seen Peacemaker yet. Yes. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm just gonna be sad because I haven't seen it.
I love Peacemaker so much. I freaking love James Gunn. Have you seen the opening credits of Peacemaker?
Me? No. I don't know what this is.
Okay, Peacemaker is a show. So there was the Suicide Squad movie, right? Mm-hmm. The James Gunn did the new Suicide Squad movie, which is really good. Yeah. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. But there was like a very John Cena played this like very overtly like Captain America kind of parody called Peacemaker. Is just like, I'm here to like protect America's interests, but he's like very like nationalist dude, like the kind of like the person that you would expect that kind of guy to be. And so the show Peacemaker is like following his character, and it's actually deconstructing him in a really, really good way.
Cool.
And like showing like his father was a white supremacist leader, and he's just has like this all internalized like masculinity stuff that like James Gunn is so good at breaking down. He's like, like Rocket Raccoon is like a character in the Guardians movies who's like has all this internalized like self-hatred and things like that. Like James Gunn's really good at creating characters of that, and so Peacemaker's like John Cena doing that. It's very, very funny, absolutely hysterical, and the opening credits sequence is the best opening credit sequence you will ever see in your life. Okay. I don't want to spoil it, but I feel like the opening credits for Peacemaker, I have never seen better opening credits in my entire life.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so I gotta get on that at some point.
Yes. Okay. Just literally go on YouTube and look up Peacemaker opening credits.
I was like, when this stream is over, I'm just gonna do that. Like, that's gonna be my like agenda. I also want to say hi to Geek Filter and big hearts to you because Geek Filter's here.
Can we send some extra love to Geek Filter because Geek Filter is dealing with a lot. I don't want to go into personal stuff, but Geek Filter's there's some stuff going on, and I just want Geek Filter's lovely, and deserves love because he's dealing with a lot of shit lately. So.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. But also like, always happy to see you here whenever I've been like lurking in the chat. Just always positive.
Yay. He is wonderful. Geek Filter is wonderful, and I adore him.
Yeah. Also, thanks to everybody for doing some really great introductions for me, as I'm also trying to.
You're doing great. You're doing wonderful.
Oh no, but the people are introducing me to everybody who's coming in, and I think that's really cool. And I'm giving everybody some hearts.
Yay.
Also, Jet Screamer asks, "How's it going?" Hearts to you. It's going.
I'm going good.
We're going. And then Captain Omni says Peacemaker is literally the U.S. agent we didn't get in the MCU.
That is true, because like U.S. Agent is the faux Captain America that they did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it's very similar. But I feel like James Gunn. What I love about James Gunn is he is so good at, like, again, deconstructing masculinity, because he was. Sorry, I could rant about James Gunn for a minute here.
Oh, absolutely, go for it.
Because what I really love about him is he definitely came from like that sort of like edgelord kind of humor in his past, and that sort of like very toxic kind of humor, which I like. Some of it I enjoy. Like, I don't get me wrong, I enjoyed some of that edgelord stuff when I was younger too. But he had like a lot of it, like that. So he's been open about like talking about like that, a lot of that self-hatred and stuff that he internalized. And so now that he's like grown as a filmmaker, I feel like a lot of his current work in the superhero genre is like understanding and like deconstructing this sort of like senses of masculinity that are inherently like we like to like Star-Lord's this happy-go-lucky dude who's just like he's like kind of a child who's never grown up, and so the show and the movies interrogate that. Rocket Raccoon is someone who is like interrogates like his own sense of self-hatred and lack of self-worth, and does it in such a really great way. And I feel like Peacemaker is a show that's really like taking that and then also putting it in a context of from the 3 episodes that I've seen so far, taking that same idea and analyzing it within the context of like how these ideas of American nationalism has done that to a lot of men, and like created like this disaffected men who are like just hated, like just forgotten by the system, even though they're like aggrandizing American nationalism. And so I think it's a show that's like really getting at that, and I think it's really, really funny at the same time. It's like, it's so funny. Like, there's a whole bit where like there's one character who's just like flicking Cheetos at people and like into John Cena's face, and there's like, butter and Cheetos, this hurts. Why? What do they make Cheetos out of? It's just so good.
Oh dang! Now I want Cheetos though.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Also, John. I'm so sorry. John, I want to say Vinals, but I feel like that's wrong, and so I'm sorry. But says random Forgotten City headcanons, which I just heard about in the video when I edited it for you, and now I want to like play it. But Julie specifically has ADHD and Scintilla converted to Judaism. Thoughts?
Wait, say again on that one.
These are Forgotten City headcanons from John.
Oh yeah, John. I feel bad because John always does the Forgotten City super chats, and I need to replay the game because I don't remember, and I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak for like Jewish representation without like being like more up on it, and also like having someone who is Jewish to like really speak more authoritatively on it. So,
and I don't know who Dooley is, otherwise I would weigh in on whether or not
I could see it though. I can see it totally what you're saying, because Dooley is a really great character, and you can totally see him as like Jewish representation. But again, I can't speak authoritatively on that in any way because I'm not Jewish. So
right. Or well, it was like Dooley has ADHD and Scintilla converted.
Gotcha. Yeah. But I can still also see that too, because he is also. Yeah. Anyways, longer conversations. But yes.
Cool. And just want to say goodbye to Bottom Barrel Budget Films, and hope the rest of your birthday is great. And also Captain Omni is saying that fun fact about Peacemaker, in the comics, his dad was a literal SS officer. Woof.
They're getting at that in the show.
They went with the more this idea. Oofa doofa. That's interesting.
Yeah, they're definitely getting at that in the show. I don't want to say too much because it's kind of part of the narrative, but they're definitely not shying away. They're definitely not shying away from that. Let me just put it that way. Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Alrighty.
Anyways, lots of super chats tonight. I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
Facilitate the conversation.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you so much for the super chats, everybody. So.
Yeah, sending love to everyone. And also, Ulysses the Pagan wants to know, curious if you feel about Amazon Prime doing a Fallout series, which is news to me as of about 10 seconds ago. Yeah, Geneva Dorrit and Graham Wenger are the showrunners.
I don't know.
I had no idea.
I had no idea on the showrunners. But what's weird to me about that show, which I am excited for, because I think a Fallout show could actually be a lot of fun. Okay. But the way that they announced the show is like it's gonna be mind. They like said it's gonna be mind blowing. And like I think it was like something along the lines of it's gonna like be a mind fuck, which is not the type of storytelling that I think of when I think of Fallout. Like Fallout is like more of like this playing out of nuclear anxieties, as well as like the
also like Sorry, no, you go ahead.
Well, like deconstructing like our idea of like the future, like back in the 1920s when like the nuclear age was just beginning, and we were like, we can make a better future. And it's gonna be this great sort of thing, and it's like that sort of like retro futurism feel of like the like Disney like Walt Disney era sort of stuff, like Epcot sort of thing, while also like playing that out in like nuclear anxiety. And so it's like there is a lot of comedy in that too.
Yes.
Like there's a ton of comedy in there, but it like I don't like think of that as like the basis for like the series. So it's weird.
I wouldn't call Fallout mind blowing either. But there's also like a really nice sort of like commentary when you're playing Fallout about also like finding community in isolation, because you're basically able to do whatever, but there's also still like pockets where you need like reprieves in a way that like is not always as effective in other games that don't have like that sort of like retro like nuclear fatalistic aspects to it. I don't know. I just feel like there's something, and I don't want that to be mind-blowing. I want there to be that kind of like the loneliness and the reprieve in the small communities that you find.
Yeah, exactly. I agree completely. So.
And also another heart to John Vanel's super chat, which asking, didn't Peacemaker inspire Eddie Blake in Watchmen?
I don't know.
No.
Probably that feels right, because Eddie Blake is that's the comedian, right? Am I wrong on that? Because that feels right.
I don't remember. I haven't engaged with Watchmen in like
who is Eddie Blake?
years,
I'm trying to remember.
So.
Because that feels correct. Yeah, it's Watchmen. Or it's a comedian. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that for sure, but that certainly feels correct. Like, that feels right, because they're very... Comedian is the like, very toxic, like, douchey dude who, like, whose murder at the beginning of the Watchmen is, like, sets it off.
Right.
So, yeah, I could see that.
I guess... Thanks, Captain Ami. James Gunn is making another DC show, and Captain Ami is saying I want him to do a show based on the Question, and I can see him playing up the hard-boiled detective stuff.
Ooh, he would do good at that, I think. Like, Question's also really interesting. Like, I love the Question. Though I'd love to see, like, the non-binary Question. Like, Question in the current... right now in the comics, the Question is non-binary, and I would love to see that. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That would be great, please.
Yeah.
More non-binary.
We haven't even gotten back to the Brain story.
Oh, I forgot I was telling the Brain story.
Do you want to tell the Brain story? Let's tell the Brain story.
Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna make this as short as possible, but like, I don't know how many of you use Celtics for like script writing, but like it just like when you type a character's name for the first time, it just saves the character's name, and so then anytime you type their dialogue, you just like start, and then it fills in the name for it. And so Jessie decided she would love to name a character Brian, because that's a pretty legitimate name. However, when typing it for the first time, the I and the A got switched around, as sometimes things do. And so the character's name completely got switched to Brain. And I guess your whole class had no idea that it was a mistake until like during the read through.
Well, because it's a zombie. It was a zombie script.
It was a zombie script, and also he was the nerd. Like he was the funny. Like it was basically Styles from Teen Wolf. Like, he was Styles.
I actually didn't even think about that, but yeah, he basically was just Styles.
He was Styles.
He was basically just Styles. So I basically just was Dylan, like, put Dylan O'Brien as that character.
Yeah,
and you just
like, Dylan O'Brien should play Brain. But anyway, Brain became a whole character, even though it was supposed to be Brian.
Yeah, and, like, well, the thing was, like, we did the read-through, and people were like, oh, yeah, it's Brain. And I'm like, wait, what? Why are you mispronouncing my character's name? Well, because it's also, like, it's not just, like, I misspelled it. It's the fact that I didn't catch it at all, even though it was, like, all I was, like, I was looking at the time.
Each time he had dialogue, Brain.
Awesome.
And
Geek Filter says, Brain, what is Brain? Which is a Star Trek quote, which is from Spock's brain, which, like, a girl's just like, Brain, what is Brain? Because she doesn't know what Brain is. It's wonderful. Terrible. It's a terrible yet fun. Like, Spock's brain is that episode of Star Trek, the original series, where it's, like, stupid, because, like, the whole concept is Spock's brain gets stolen, and he's not dead, apparently. His brain just gets taken out, and they're like, yeah, it's fine.
Oh my gosh, no, wait, you are unlocking a very old memory of mine.
Am I?
As you're describing this. Yes, I think I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
But I don't have a lot of memories of it. But it's just like, as you're describing it, there's like little patches of lights lighting up in my mind.
It's a great. It's because everyone's like hates on Spock's brain as like an episode of the original series, but I think it's actually legitimately really like so bad it's good episode, as opposed to like something like Turnabout Intruder, which is like super sexist, which is like not good at all. So
also just going back into some of the other super chats, we have another one from Captain which hearts too.
Yay.
But Peacemaker, Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, The Question, and Nightshade were all basis for the Watchmen characters.
That makes sense, because like the whole concept was he wanted to do who Alan Moore, he wanted for Watchmen, he wanted to do the Watchmen with DC characters but couldn't, and so because the DC wouldn't let him, and so he had to like make his own ones. Yeah,
which Edward Bador, by the way, Hearts, is also talking about, where it was going to feature DC characters initially when recently acquired when buying a smaller comic company at the time, but since DC sold Alan Moore, he couldn't use them to make parody versions.
Which I think is
cool as heck.
Which I think is better, because like when you deconstruct the characters that we're supposed to love, it kind of ruins the characters. Looking at Zack Snyder and his ruining of Superman. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sad. It's fine.
It's fine. I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I just dislike Zack Snyder taking over that character.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And I prefer Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia because I am a bisexual mess.
Oh
and
God.
I love silver-haired rugged man.
I'm sorry. Remember when like I visited your place for Christmas, and like so I was at Lucian's place for Christmas, and we just like spent the entire break just like watching the first season of The Witcher.
Yes, that's right. Oh my gosh.
And that was the best thing ever. I was very pleased with that. Just because Geralt, like season 2 of Geralt is season 2 of The Witcher I just watched. I don't know if you watched it.
I have watched it. Well, I've watched everything but the finale. We're watching the finale tomorrow, me and my roommates.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The show is it's such a trash fantasy show. It's very much trash, but it's like, but this is the trash that I love, and I feel like we need that more though. Like we don't have enough. We don't have enough trash don't have enough trash fantasy series. You know what I mean?
True.
There's always like, it has to be epic and big and Game of Thronesian, and like it has to be like this big grand stuff. It's like no, give me my trashy like Geralt of Rivia just going around being like, I'm a dude, bro, and I'm gonna protect Ciri.
He's more than just a dude, bro.
He's like deep.
He's like but he's also kind of stupid. He's like a gruff himbo.
He's a himbo.
Adjacent.
He's himbo.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Well, no, Sophie from Mars, a YouTuber I love, did like a whole video about how Geralt's a himbo.
Perfect. I love that. I also do want to give a shout out to Meg McCormick. Hearts.
Thank you, Meg.
Says, big fan, Jessie, for Taco Bell. Looking forward to more of your Star Trek videos.
Thank you very much. You're lovely. I also do need to order Taco Bell at some point soon, which happens. That's my stream. But I don't know how much you watch my streams at night, but I order Taco Bell on every stream. So.
I've seen enough streams where Taco Bell has made interruptions, and I would also love Taco Bell, especially because they're like.
Do you want Taco Bell?
They're like vegetarian potato tacos. They're like stupidly good.
I didn't even know they did that.
Oh my gosh! Like last time I had Taco Bell, I got 3 of them, and it cost me $3.50, and I was like, it's delicious. Anyway, it's fine. Also, I agree that Xena is butch enough, and I love Xena as well. So that probably has something to do with why I love her.
I've never seen Xena.
What? Where'd you? What?
I've never seen Xena. I've never seen Xena.
That's fine. It's okay. That's cool. I'm behind on most Star Trek lore, so this is fine. We can meet in the middle, and it's gonna be fine.
I feel it's worse that I haven't seen Xena and then you haven't seen Star Trek.
It's a little bit, yeah, but it's fine.
I was just like, it's.
I mean, I was trying to give you an out, but if you're right, you're right.
But look, I feel, because I'm a completionist, and I feel like I would have to suffer through Kevin Sorbo to like get to Xena.
No.
Because I have to like watch Hercules, and I don't want to watch Kevin Sorbo being a douche.
You don't have to watch Hercules to get Xena. It's fine. They basically just crossed over. Like it's not. It's like it's a whole separate.
I know.
It's fun though.
But I do need to see Xena because Lucy Lawless. I also like Lucy. Did you see that whole thing with like Lucy Lawless like calling Kevin Sorbo out for being an idiot online recently?
Oh, yes, but of course my brain can't keep track of anything. But like I remember this having happened at some point.
Yes. It was very recent because Kevin Sorbo's a jerk face.
I mean, absolutely true.
Yeah.
Also, Veronica Freeling wants to know what's your favorite thing on Taco Bell's menu, which for me is easily the cheesy fiesta potatoes.
Mine is easily the
which I can't eat, but it's fine. Go ahead.
beefy 5-layer burrito. Like, I just like a beefy burrito with extra sour cream. But I'm also like Drew, and remember like Drew just being addicted to sour cream.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry. Whoa. Did I just give you like a brain?
Whoa! I was like
brain
Drew,
blast,
and I was like, oh my god, the one that we lived with.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That Drew. Oh yeah, I mean yes, of course.
Drew. So for the chat, yeah. Drew is a friend of ours from college that we used to both live with for a short period of time. And he is a wonderful human being. I haven't seen him in a while, but he is a wonderful human being. He was addicted to sour cream though. We would go out. We would go out to we would get drunk and go out to a diner late at night, and he would just be like, "Give me all of the sour cream." He would be like, what's his face in Parks and Rec? Was like, "You may think I said bring me a lot of sour cream. What I said."
Ron Swanson.
Yes, was bring me all of the sour cream. A lot of
bacon. What I said was, that was Drew with sour cream. That was the summer where Drew and I shared a couch, and that's where we lived. Where I had the one side of the L couch, and he had the other side of the L couch.
Look, we were all immediately leaving college, and we lived. So right after college, again, this is just stories of our life right now.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, we might as well just go into it. But right after college, all four of us rented a trailer in this old how would you describe it? It was like we were the only kids. We were the only people under the age of 90 in the whole park. I feel like.
I would say because there were some who were a little younger. Some folks who were in their early 60s and are still moving into retirement.
Yes.
There was definitely some of those. That's
because the reason I'm making fun because I'm not making fun of anyone who lives in trailers. No. The point that I'm making is it was very much an upscale trailer park with for retirement places. It was very, very nice. Yeah. And we were not allowed to make any noise whatsoever ever because it was these kids are getting too rowdy, and it was we're just playing video games at very quietly.
Yeah. And also my point was there were younger older people, but it was definitely much this is the nice part for people who are just wanting their quiet life with their birds and their bird feeders, and we weren't allowed to make a sound.
Yes.
It was a whole thing.
But anyways, it was four of us living in one little trailer thing, and you and Drew just lived in the living room on two couches.
We sure did.
Yep.
I had all of my clothes in one of those little snap boxes, and I hid it under the couch, and that was my closet for that whole summer.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a whole thing. And then we had the mildly sexist landlord who would just come in and
mildly.
Fair enough. Who would come in and we'll have he'd collect rent and then have a 2-hour conversation with you, and you'd feel awkward the entire time.
Yep. And I was I don't want to be here.
Yep. There was that.
Also, Super Femi says, buy Lucien a Choco Taco.
Okay, wait. Before I do anything, I keep forgetting Choco Taco. You know this thing, right? Wait.
I think so.
Yes.
I mean, I know what a Choco Taco is. But I don't know if there's
There's a joke. I keep meaning to order Choco, have Choco Tacos. I've never had one, and I keep forgetting to order it. And I meant to order Choco Tacos, and I'm ordering it right now, right here. Wait, can I get 2-hour delivery on this? Wait, what?
2-hour delivery?
Okay, no, it's $64 for a Choco Taco, but that's a pack of 24 Choco Tacos. But I can order one Choco Taco for $5, and I'm ordering it now. I just ordered a Choco Taco, Super Femi, so there you go.
Okay.
But also, can I? So it's in the other room. I'll get it when I get up to use the bathroom at some point. But my parents are apparently in on this Choco Taco joke now. And for Christmas, they got me a Choco Taco shirt.
That's so funny.
My parents watch the stream, so Dad and Mary Beth, if you're watching right now, I love you. Thank you for the Choco Taco shirt.
Oh my gosh. Also, see you in a bit, Ulysses the Pagan.
Love you, Ulysses. You're wonderful.
Yeah. And also, Gozer the Gozerian says, landlords collecting rent in person, is that a thing in the U.S.? From my experience, not typically, which is why the whole thing was a little weird.
Yeah, because he would come into the apartment and then like have like a 3-hour conversation. We just like,
well, it would be on our little like stupid patio. Like it was like a little patio that then led to the stairs, and he would just like stand there and he would be like, money, and we were like, here, money, and he was like, great. Long conversation, and I was like, I have so much stuff I gotta get done today, bro, and it's not happening, I guess.
It's okay. I can like now just deal with your like mildly sexist stances and like me being a really just out trans person being like, I don't want you to know that I'm trans because that feels weird.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. For some I forget about that because I feel like a lot of our like recent interactions inform my memories too sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, that's right, that is that time when that was happening.
Well, it feels weird because I've been like out for so long that I'm like, I forgot that I used to be not out.
Right.
It's weird sometimes, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I'm glad that we're finally solving the Choco Taco joke tonight.
I just ordered it on Amazon.
Great.
It's not a 2-hour delivery tonight, so it's 2 hours like from when they open because I had to order it through. So I feel bad for giving money to Amazon, but it's the only place I can like order Choco Taco. But it's like they do like when the stores open, they'll do 2 hours. So I'll get it tomorrow, which means next week I'll have a Choco Taco. Everybody, we're gonna actually have Choco Tacos. It will be a thing, and I'm gonna do it, and I'll eat a Choco Taco on this dang stream in front of all of you.
Is it the Thursday stream or the Saturday stream? This is very important.
The Saturday stream. It'll be a Saturday stream. We don't talk about Choco Tacos on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
That's not a thing. We don't tell the
How
Thursday.
Did I miss this?
Thursday.
This
Hey,
whole joke.
Thursday streams aren't allowed to know the brilliance of Choco Tacos. It is known, and that is a thing. I'm making this up as right now.
I'm trying to watch you play this right now, and I feel like we've been on these same.
Well, I'm more talking to you. I'm just like I have gotten this like secondhand where like I just remember everything I'm supposed to do in this game, so I'm just going through it. So
yeah. Excellent.
Everyone's cool with me playing because I could also play a different game, but I'm just currently playing Banjo Kazooie right now.
I love Banjo.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite game. So
it's like, but it's also like, as much as I have like fond nostalgic memories of it, it's that this game and Jak and Daxter are, I think, the two games that made me swear the most in my entire life.
Oh, well, it's not this one. Banjo Kazooie is not the one that makes me swear. Banjo Tooie is the one that makes me swear, which I think is the better game.
Banjo Tooie's harder.
Yeah. Well, Banjo Tooie is much more Metroidvania-y. Oops. Is much more Metroidvania-y, where it like makes you backtrack. Like this game makes you backtrack a little bit. But this one's very much like you can go into each world and like complete each world in its own sort of entirety.
Yeah.
Whereas
Banjo, sort of like the cleanup before the end is more of where you backtrack.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Banjo Tooie, to like beat that game, you have to like I get a thing in one level, then I have to go back to another level, but then I get that thing in that level that opens up a thing in the other level, and then you can do a thing that it constantly weaves in. So it's a much more complex game, and as such, it's like a much messier game. But I like it more because I like that complexity. But I'm playing this one I'm playing Banjo Kazooie 1 because it's just like it's an easier one to like you and I can practice being on a stream together while playing a game, and because like I said, we're practicing just for like getting the dynamic down and like talking and everybody. So thank you for being our test beds, everybody.
Also, Veronica Freeling again. Hearts to you. Asked, have you played Conker's Bad Fur Day?
I have, and I like Conker's Bad Fur Day, but it's one of those like it's a good game. I like Conker's Bad Fur Day a lot. That's one you can't really play on a stream right anymore because it is not aged well.
No, it hasn't.
Not in the slightest. So it's like it's it's that edgelord humor that like I was talking about with James Gunn.
Yeah.
It's very much the edgelord humor, which like I don't like. I'm willing. It's not okay. Like some of the stuff is not. It's very sexist in a lot of stuff and everything. And it's not like giving it a pass, but like it's also like that's the point of the humor was to like be subversive in that weird way. So like, yeah. So it's I do like Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's a good game mechanically, and like of its time, the humor like kind of worked, but it's not one that you can really play anymore because it is not aged well at all.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Like there's the whole thing about like every woman character in that game just has huge boobs, and like there's a whole thing about like you have to like pollinate a. There's very clearly like a bee is fucking a sexy flower, and it's weird.
Excellent.
Yeah, there's also Nazi teddy bears and everything. It's a whole thing.
Okay, so I do also want to point out that NCC 1701 Chris is turning 50 in March.
Oh, congratulations!
I'm wondering what you should do for it. Which, first of all, congratulations and thank you for being here. And I'm sorry that this came after, and then there was like a pollinating bee. Don't do that for your 50th birthday. Although maybe that would be fun. I don't know.
Also, speaking of problematic stuff, Mumbo is also
Mumbo is very problematic.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, you were saying
endearing and problematic.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, you were saying.
Oh, I was just saying I don't know what you should do for your 50th birthday, but I feel like it should be something. I think you should treat yourself to something enterprise related since your name is.
Yeah, I would just what I would do is what would you do for your 50th? I would say go to like if it wasn't a pandemic, I would say like go to Ticonderoga and like go to the Star Trek experience, which I want to do really bad. They have there because you can they have a Star Trek bridge recreation that you can go and visit, which is really cool. Yeah, it's the set that they used to film. They made Star Trek fan films, and they filmed Star Trek New Voyages there. So it's really cool. And the guy who played Kirk owns it. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the best.
Also, Edward Beador's butt. Like, who doesn't have a Miranda Lawson butt pillow? I mean. I mean, come on, Miranda Lawson.
Really funny.
Miranda Lawson, for those who don't know, the character who's like had the butt shots in every single Mass Effect game. Like, poor Miranda, and Yvonne Strahovski, who played Miranda.
But I mean, also Miranda is lovely.
Oh yeah, she's got a really good character arc. Yeah. But like, I love how the game completely like visually misunderstands her character arc.
Oh. Absolutely.
It's like this character doesn't want to be defined by her genetics and her body and anything. That's like her whole character arc is that she's defined by her genetics.
So let's open with her ass.
Yeah, and so let's just only ogle her with the camera. Yeah. It's like well-written character, completely like just like male gazed in visually. It's like the same thing that happened with Transformers. The first Transformers movie.
Yeah.
Because Megan Fox's whole character in Transformers is like her whole like arc in the original.
Take me seriously, I understand mechanics and I know how to do this. And
let's just ogle her the entire time.
I'm an ass, yeah. Honestly.
Yep. Oh, Michael Bay, you're the worst.
I'm also gonna say that like this. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna learn a lot about me and my shipping tendencies today. But
I feel like you can't go 10 seconds without learning that. I feel like
it's fine. But like both Miranda and Jack, if I remember correctly, being heterosexual in those games was weird to me.
I mean, Jack.
I feel like BioWare chooses straight characters by like throwing darts, and they're like, it makes sense, and I'm like, it does not. It's fine. Because I was like, I was into Miranda and Jack, and it was of course not a thing, and I was like, I'm disappointed. It's fine.
I mean, I feel like Jack is 100% lesbian and Miranda is 100% bisexual. I
mean, Jack could be pan. We don't know.
It's true.
I just feel like she's not straight.
Well, I feel wasn't there like the whole thing where they actually wrote Jack as bisexual, but then they had to cut that.
That's sad.
Yeah, BioWare made them cut Jack as gay, which is weird because they like left other bisexual characters in.
Oh yeah, and
but it's
they've
like
always had like at least like one bisexual option in all of their games.
Yep.
But and wasn't Caden supposed to be bi too?
Caden was supposed to be bi, but then they eventually made him gay in the final game because that's like the only way people played him. no straight person went for Caden, but the gay men were all about it.
Yeah. Also, it's Spider Cat. I like the Dragon Age 2 model of making all the NPCs bisexual. Same.
I'm
But
here for that.
also, I'm not gonna like spoil Inquisition, even though it's been out for like 8 years. But like there are some things in like the specifics of the sexualities in the NPCs for Inquisition that I think were narratively very relevant, and so I was glad that there are some that are like exclusively gay. But again, there is one romanceable character who is straight in that game that I'm like, no, they are not. So it's mostly just who they decide to be straight that I could get confused with, but that just might be me as a person. But like, yeah, some of the like the one that's gay and the other that's a lesbian, I think makes sense for their specific character arcs, and it's important to their character arcs. So I'm glad, but also like as a bi person, being able to just do whatever I wanted in DragonAge 2 is awesome. Anyway, at sometime you'll play Dragon Age, and I will be staring here
I know
opera glasses like this.
I'm
just gonna be.
You and several people in the chat I know really want me to play Dragon Age.
Sure do.
And I've never played one too. There are a few games that I need to play that are like missing in my repertoire. I need to beat Final Fantasy 13.
Yes, you do.
I got very far. We played it together. Sorry, Lucien. For those who don't know, Lucien is a very big Lightning fan.
I sure am, and I'm. Oh well, I won't have to talk about it.
You can if you want to, please.
Also, another super chat from Edward Vadar. Hearts you.
Yeah,
you can tease Miranda and Jack during the party in Mass Effect 3's Citadel DLC. That you're waiting for them to cut the tension and kiss already. I did not know that.
That sounds wonderful.
Please need that, please. I'm just gonna go find people who did that on YouTube and just say like this. And just be very happy about it.
I didn't get that in my Citadel when I played Citadel. I didn't know you could do that. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, I had no idea you could do that. That's awesome. But yeah, I was also I'm a big Final Fantasy 13 fan in general, even though I understand the criticisms for it. And it's like Lightning is great, and I also think that like even though everybody hates Hope S-Time, I think he had a pretty great character arc throughout the trilogy that a lot of people don't give him credit for. But every time I say that in public, people are like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, fine, I'll just sit here and like him all by myself.
It's fine. You don't get it. You don't get me.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Super Fumi says, my favorite Final Fantasy 14 glam is Lightning. Good, that's the way you should do. It's fine.
Also, Alice Smith's thing.
Alice Smith! I tried to write a trans woman, and in researching, ended up realizing I'm trans myself. Oh my gosh, that's the way!
That's the
way, and so many hearts to you. That's
Yay.
incredible. I love that story.
No, that is wonderful. Sorry, one second, I'm gonna cough. Excuse me. But yeah, no, I love. I feel like more like I feel like that happens a lot of the time. It's like being like, I'm gonna learn more about trans stuff. Oh, wait, this resonates too much.
Yeah, or like your first D&D character where you're like, I'm just gonna play this gender for no reason.
It's fine. Oh, we need to also like talk about D&D stuff because the chat was talking about D&D stuff before the stream started, and you were very upset.
Also, Edward Bador once says, Ianto Jones from Torchwood voices an elf mage in Dragon Age. You have no excuse,
I love
Jessie.
Ianto. Ianto is my baby.
Yeah,
He's a poor little baby boy who just fucking gets killed in a horrific way because Torchwood likes to stomp on my soul, but it's fine.
That's true.
That's what that show does. It just takes your soul and stomps on it, and you're like, okay, it's fine. I didn't need that. It's okay.
Which won't happen at all in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Good.
No, it's not gonna happen.
I've sensed some sarcasm. Also, I'm in this level. Sorry, I'm playing Banjo. Does anyone remember where the hell this last honeycomb piece is? Because that's what I'm looking for right now. Is I'm missing one honeycomb piece, and I don't know where it is. Anyways.
Also, thank you, Tracy Dale. Big hearts. Final Fantasy 13 deserves way more love. You are correct. How does it feel being so right?
Tracy Dale, you're correct. That's it.
Thank you for being correct. Also, ideas in the gourd. Who says please Uncharted, Heart Eyes, you'll love Nathan Drake. We do love Nathan Drake.
Okay, I have played all the Uncharted games, and I love
Yeah.
Nathan Drake.
We love Nathan Drake.
And I like Tom Holland, but I don't think Tom Holland. That movie's gonna be weird.
But did you saw the trailer though, right? Because the trailer itself is a work of art. Like they put it together so well, and I feel like they made at least the trailer convincing.
Oh, I mean, here's my thing: is I actually think that movie is gonna be fun. Like I actually think Uncharted's gonna be fun, but none of that movie speaks Uncharted to me. That's my problem. Like,
yeah,
I don't see Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. I don't see. I mean, you're welcome to disagree with me, but I don't see what's his face is Sully. What's his face?
No, please chat. I can't think of his name.
Why can't I not think of his name? I can't remember his name.
Oh, I can't remember.
And
Mark,
thank you.
Mark. It's Marky Mark.
Mark, yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
that
Mark
I'm not-
Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, he does not read as Sully to me. So like, I'm sure that
No,
movie's gonna be
me neither.
fun.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it. But it doesn't feel like an Uncharted movie to me. Is the issue.
I also agree
So.
with like Tom Holland as far as like appearances goes and like the general attitude, but I feel like he can pull it off. Like I'm expecting him to surprise us,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not who I would have chosen for
Yeah.
Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I mean, I would have just chosen Nathan Fillion a la like 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we can't do the time travel.
So says you.
Jessie, we're not supposed to talk about it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. I
Oh my
apologize.
gosh. Also, Edward Bador says, I definitely just play female shepherd and aspects look at his body, nothing to do with Jennifer Hale's voice and loving women too much. Which
I mean-
Jennifer Hale is the better shepherd.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I don't hate Mark Mears' male shep.
Oh no, it's fine. It's good.
Yeah, he's just not great.
Yeah.
I have no idea where this stupid honeycomb piece is. I have no idea. Someone said in the chat, I think like it's in a cliffside, but I can't find it. Oh, it's here! Thank you, whoever said that. I found it. Like as soon as I said it, I'm like, I give up, and then like I just immediately come upon it. There we go. Never mind.
Lewis Dart said, great Jessie to Tom Holland in reference to giving away time travel. So you are
I did do a Tom Holland. That is
Tom Holland now.
that's how that
very
works.
funny.
That's how that works.
Time travel is the trans agenda. See, like, which kind of makes sense even with going back to like the transportation joke that we were making at the beginning.
Mhm.
All of this together.
It all comes together.
Warp speed is also the trans agenda. It's also the gay agenda because we walk.
Well, there's
freaking
trans.
fast.
No, there's trans warp, which is what the
Yes.
Borg use, and Borgs are cyborgs, and we all know cyborgs are gay and trans. So there you go.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, that's how that works. I'm 100% sure that's how that works. Mm-hmm.
Oh, magic all gone. What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Well, I mean, my thesis for this whole stream is you should play Dragon Age, but that's my thesis all the time.
I mean, that's always it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm here. Someone just said, Andrew Clegg, I'm here for that. Every character should be played by Tom Holland or Anya Taylor-Joy. I'm here for Anya Taylor-Joy. I mean, I like Tom Holland, but I'm here for Anya Taylor-Joy playing every character because Anya Taylor-Joy is a gift, and I love Anya Taylor-Joy.
Mm-hmm. And Edward Bador introducing the Marky Mark Wahlburger, a cheeseburger with all the toppings that remind you of Boston. Please don't die of a heart attack. You don't apply for the insurance. Oof. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Knit and Crochet Tiger. I don't know if I got your package yet. What was the I haven't. To be fair, I have not gone and checked my mail, my PO box. So I apologize, Knit and Crochet Tiger. I need to go check it now on Monday. So apologies. I will check and let you know if I got it. So thank you, Knit and Crochet. Thank you for sending a gift, Knit and Crochet Tiger. You're lovely.
Where you're like, what did you send? And then if you haven't gotten it yet, it just ruins the
Yeah, I don't want to
surprise.
ruin the surprise. So I was like, yeah, what'd you say?
Yeah.
But I haven't checked my mail. I haven't checked my mail in the beginning of the year yet, so I need to go and check my mail so far. So that's my problem. I'm just lazy. So
That's fine.
Yeah.
Also, isn't it kind of like a pain to like?
well, because it's down.
Manager.
It's like it's on the other side of town. Like not. So the only PO box I get is technically on the other like side of the bridge of this like highway. So I have to like walk like I could drive it and it's a pain to park there, or I have to like walk like 30 minutes. So it's doable. I just like lazy. So
Also, Spanker 4612. Let's do the time
Warp again.
And that's all we can sing of it before we get in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Tim Curry is wonderful. I miss Tim Curry. What was I just so I'm doing my Matrix video for 2 weeks from now. I'm editing that right now. And I'm using one of the videos that I used is the Tim Curry shot from not Red vs. Blue, Red Alert 3.
Oh,
where he's
wow.
Because he was in that video game, and there's that meme where he's like, I'm going to the one place that hasn't been touched by capitalism. Space! And it's the funniest thing of all time. It's the best thing. But yeah, Tim Curry is an absolute treasure, and my heart broke a little bit just seeing he's dealing with a lot of health issues lately, and it just made me sad, which is unfortunate.
He's still like kicking and
yeah.
But yeah, I think he had to like retire officially.
He is confined. Well, sorry, I don't want to say confined to a wheelchair. Apologies, that's my misuse of language. But he is in a wheelchair, and he has a lot of health issues at the moment, which is unfortunate. Like he's dealing with a lot, which is unfortunate.
He was in the homage too, like a couple of years ago, the Rocky Horror homage.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he was in the intro because it was designed as an homage. So I'm pretty sure he had like a scene where he was like talking to the camera, or at least I remember it that way. But
possibly.
Yeah. Also, I want to give a shout out to Andrew Klang for saying Muppet Treasure Island, which is the best adaptation of Treasure Island in the history of time.
I have only ever seen the only Muppet movie that I've ever seen in my life is the one with Marshall from How I Met Your Mother.
Are you serious?
Yes. I have not seen
You've never seen Muppet Treasure? When you're a professional pirate, you've never seen Muppet Treasure Island?
Nope.
I'm not gonna judge you. I love you so much, but I just feel like I failed you.
You did fail me.
I failed you.
Also, this shark is the most terrifying thing in the world.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
The Banjo Kazooie shark. I hate it. I hate it with all my it terrifies me. No! Stay away!
No!
Stay away!
No!
No!
The sharks in Jack and Dexter are also terrifying.
That is true. That is true. Meanwhile, he meets Frankie when going into space and is broken up. Wait, who is that? I don't know who that is.
Edward Bador.
Well, no, I know Edward Bador said it, but I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know what the person that they're referring to.
I don't know who they're referring to either. But I was just like, I was about to read it, and you beat me to it.
Yes.
And I am a competitive person. So.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. You can engage with your own chat.
No, I'm not allowed to. I feel like
I've been talking so much, so like, please go ahead.
Lucian, people probably want you to talk more than me.
That's probably not true.
Yes,
I will say that I also agree with Beg with Burmick that Muppets Christmas Carol is the best version.
I know I need to watch them. I have not seen any of them.
It's surprisingly good adaptation. Like, it's not. They don't like. I mean, it's funny, but it's a really decent adaptation.
Well, I figured as much. Like, I love the Muppets. I just never seen any of the movies. I've seen the show quite a bit, and I also have like weirdly seen because my dad took me to, the Muppets. Took me to Universal Studios Florida a bunch, and they have a Muppet show there that I loved. But I've never seen the movies outside of the one with Marshall from How I Met Your Mother. Which, by the way, have you seen How I Met Your Father yet?
I haven't.
Oh God.
The only thing I know is that Hilary Duff is in it. Like, I've seen the images, and that's it.
I've heard it's not good, which is unfortunate because I wanted to like it. Because I love How I Met Your Mother. Because it's also very problematic, but I loved How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, it's How I Met Your Mother. I actually have been revisiting it to fall asleep, and like, it's so hard to still like them, but it's like your cis friends from before who still like accept you, but are a little bit like not understanding.
Yeah,
it's like
that's such a great way to explain that show.
I'm like, you can't say this shit, but like, I know that you're still trying to be a good person. So like,
it's like, I love you, but you can't say that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do joke about that a lot. But there's also, I mean, the thing that I think was really great about How I Met Your Mother, and I keep like just injecting here's my why for why
Please
I think
do.
these things.
Please do. That's why I have you on. You're allowed
I
to share your
know.
opinion.
But like even with all of the because I'm having more problems with it this watch through than I had before, but it approached television in a very theatrical way because they were like, you know, it was like set in New York and they had like the creators had theatrical training, and so there was a lot of like theater tropes that were brought to the sitcom screen in a way that only a few other shows I think have done, and I think that some of the comedy in there is very brilliant for that. And sometimes I want to hit them when they speak words, but I think that's kind of what set their comedy apart in some aspects.
Well, it was like interesting because that show like did like it was not it was not filmed in front of a live audience, but it was filmed like it was, which is interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is like a interesting like style choice.
And I think it was still, wasn't it still like technically multicam, but it just didn't have the
live audience. Yeah. But then they also did like flashbacks all the time.
Yeah, and those were, I mean, hilarious and brilliant. And they had like random musical numbers, and I don't know, like there was a lot about it that was really cool for the time.
Yeah.
And also, I'm from Minnesota, so basically all of Marshall's jokes like are actually legit, and I'm like, oh no, this is real.
Yep. Whatever happened? The actor who played. Whatever happened with him?
Jason Segel?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
No idea. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like.
Know?
Yeah, like I think the last thing I saw him in is he did this really good like sci-fi movie called The Discovery, on Netflix.
Star Trek Discovery?
No. I like that would have been interesting. But no, it was a really good movie about like death in that was like he and his father were scientists who like studied death. Like they tried to like scientifically find a way about like what happens after death, and it was like a really interesting like sci-fi movie about that. It was a really good movie, but that was the last time I think I saw him in a thing.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen him since the Muppets movie.
Yeah, that's the which is I liked his Muppets movie quite a bit.
Yeah,
people seem to hate on it now, but I remember loving it when it came out. But it's been a minute, so.
Also, Janelle has Tim Curry, Handshake, Christopher Lee putting all their effort into every role, no matter how bad the movie is. Absolutely accurate.
100%. Not like I know ideas, Gordon. Oh God, I forgot the shark. I made a mistake. I forgot the shark.
No.
I'm sorry. Ah!
Jeez.
Anyways, sorry. But yes, sorry.
No, you were good. You were saying stuff.
Oh no, just Tim Curry being amazing. That's just long and short of it.
And Christopher Lee too.
Oh, and Christopher Lee is also
Oh, and also I missed a super chat. Edward Vador says my 4K Blu-ray movie library had filled up my media shelf completely. One thing left to do is buy a bigger shelf case and try not to break the genre labels since I am too lazy to sort alphabetically.
Yep.
Doofa. That sounds like whole thing.
I love building shelves and like sorting shelves though. I actually just bought a new shelf to like cuz I'm trying to buy some better shelves because my shelves are like all these like brown nasty things that are kind of dull here, and so I'm like I need to get better shelves. So I just bought a whole new shelf thing for like all my DVDs that I'm gonna my plan is to put it together tomorrow, like watch a movie and put it together. So I actually like weirdly like building things. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love building shelves. I just like I had to like banish most of my like individual movies because putting them like next to my books and like organizing all of them was just like too much. And
yeah.
There are other ways that I can. So it's been more like book stuff. I do still have my full Alfred Hitchcock collection.
Here's the thing though, is I feel like I don't use my like my book like I have like 8 shelves of books. I have way too many books. But my DVD collection I don't use anymore. Like
exactly.
It's like I feel like I should get rid of it. But I also like displaying the movies. But it's like eventually I realized like I haven't bought a new DVD in forever. And so I'm like sort of at this point where like I kind of realized like this DVD collection is nice because I like some of the movies that I have here, but eventually it's just going to be too old. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be like, this is all just old movies and there's like no new movies that I have on this list. And it's just going to be like, oh, Jessie just likes movies made before 2010.
And you're like, nah, I mean, yes, and
I mean, I do like newer movies. There are newer movies that I like, but I haven't like not bought a new DVD in like 4 years, 5 years, something like that.
Ooh, also Olivia Yates, hearts to you. Thanks
Yay.
for sending Jenny. Whoa.
Jenny,
Jessie.
it's me. That's my new name. You just renamed me,
thanks,
Jenny.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is cool.
Lycan?
Yes. Lycan and Jenny. These are our alternate egos.
I love that Jenny is just like a normal name and I just give you like a werewolf name.
I'm a werewolf. It's fine. Well, there's also the werewolf named Lucien in one of the Underworld movies, so it's like totally fine. Or was he a werewolf? I don't know. It's one of the best. One of those things.
Also another series that I have not watched, but I feel like that one you're not going to give me crap for not seeing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. No, I like Underworld. It's fine.
Really?
Yes.
I've not seen a single other movie. Anyways, you're just discovering all my weird weak spots.
Yeah. We've come through everything that you haven't seen.
Yep.
This super chat is really neat. It says, fun fact, when my mom was a teenager working at her older brother's cafe, Vincent Price wandered in one day.
Oh,
How
shit.
do you even react to that?
I don't even know how you deal with that. I'd be like,
I would just like draw a pencil mustache on myself and be like, you're an icon.
Yep. It was like, this is not the same level at all, but for me, it's the same level. It was like the day when I was working back at Starbucks, back when I worked at Starbucks in Ithaca, and Martok from Deep Space Nine walked in.
Oh, yeah. You told me that.
I remember that. He just like J.G. Hertzler, the actor who played Martok, he lived in Ithaca, New York. Yeah. And he just like one day just walked into the Starbucks and like ordered Starbucks. And I'm like, hi, Martok. Kapla. I did not say that, but I wish I could have.
I mean, you almost. I'm actually surprised that you didn't, but also that's very tactful of you.
I just literally went, Martok! That's actually probably more accurate to what I did. That's that's actually exactly what I did. I just literally just screamed at him and then ran away to the back. And then he was like, I just wanted coffee and I have to deal with a stupid Trekkie.
As you should.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, I'm literally in my own hometown where I live and you had to do this to me. So I'm glad.
It's like, I'm never coming back in for Starbucks again, ever.
Nope, not this Starbucks. Not when she's working. Also, Ali Kamset quoted Vincent, which I'm like pretty sure was an old it was a Tim Burton short film, I think. But I watched that so often, and I think it has beautiful animation. So the Vincent Malloy is 7 years old. He's always polite and does what he's told.
I don't know.
His age, he's considerate and nice, but he wants to be just like Vincent Price. Oh my gosh, yeah, I used to watch that all the time, and I'm like so shocked to see that that reference is in this chat right now. So
hey, I'm just very pleased that like the thing that made me happy was that people got the Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog reference in the video.
Oh wow!
Like there were a bunch of people that were like Mystic Knights, I should do a whole video on Mystic Knights because Mystic Knights was the shit.
Why not?
Cause I don't think that's algorithm friendly, but like I want to do it.
That's fair.
Like Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog was the best.
I mean, does it do anything in like algorithm land if you make like a Patreon exclusive Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog?
I could do that. That would be kind of fun. Like, who patrons? Do you want that? Is that the content that you want? I could do it on After Dark.
What we're asking for, Mystic Knights and Tir na Nog.
But I mean, like,
After Dark would actually be a great place for it.
I really want to do a video that I want to do is like an actual because people have done those like television show retrospectives, and I've done like Star Trek retrospectives obviously, but I want to do like a television show retrospective video where it's like I go through every episode of the show and like really like talk about it in detail. But I'm like I'm not 100% sure what show I would want to do because there's a few that I thought of like I could do Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog. I could do Stargate Atlantis would also be a fun one.
Ooh.
I could be really subversive and do a Stargate Universe one, but no one would watch it. Be like, fuck all of y'all. I'm not gonna do a Stargate Atlantis one. I want to just do a Stargate Universe one. See, someone just said Futurama, but Adrian said Futurama. I would love to do a Futurama one, but I think someone did it already. Someone did one recently.
Really?
Yeah, someone did a really good Futurama retrospective that I'm like, I'd just be reiterating what they did. So
were they titty much protally fit chased?
They titty much protally fit chased. I mean, some of my favorite lines that I've said that I've like used over the years, like I'm scare-roused. Yep, scare-roused is one of my favorite words of all time. It's like it's such a perfect word.
So good.
It's the scare roused is the best word of all time, and it comes from Futurama. So
Yeah.
why don't you do Xena since you haven't seen it before? It would be your first look. That would actually not be a bad one in Crochet Tiger. Also, another one that I thought about doing would be I had a weird hankering to like, I've never seen the series, but one I would love to do a whole thing on is the Highlander series.
Oh, whoa!
Because I've seen the first Highlander movie.
Yeah.
I've seen the first Highlander movie and loved it. The first Highlander movie, outside of one time it uses the homophobic F slur without like really analyzing it well. Other than that, that movie is almost perfect. And I love Highlander. And then I looked into the history of Highlander, and it's weird. Cause you know that you know what?
Well, then that's your stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because like the whole thing. Okay, so how Highlander goes is apparently there's a second. Again, this is me having not seen the Highlander series, so
Okay.
I'm just telling you from what like my like Wikipedia sleuthing.
So this is like your basic Highlander lore with no context.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So apparently
okay.
there was a second Highlander movie,
Okay.
but they made it. And the whole context of it is they tried to explain where the Highlanders come from, because the first movie is like they're just people who like live forever and want to like kill everybody. And so they tried to explain it, and I think how does it work? Like they made it and they were like, oh, they're aliens. But then the studio executives saw it and were like, no, that's too confusing. So what we want you to do is we're going to re-edit the film so that it's time travel and they're actually from the past. How someone could be like, I'm sorry, aliens too confusing, time travel straightforward.
Time travel makes more sense than aliens.
Yeah,
shark.
I know. But apparently there's two. So apparently there's two cuts of that movie where there's like one is aliens, one's time travel, and no one knows what's going on.
Stop. That's so funny.
And then apparently and then there's a third and a fourth movie. But then there's a TV series that is about like the main character's brother. So it's like the main character from the movie's brother is like the main character of the movie of the TV show, which makes no sense in the lore that they set up, because it's just like Highlanders, just random people that have lived for a really long time. So like, why would they be related to each other? It just makes no sense. But then so like the Highlander movie is just like a like monster of the week sort of thing. He just goes around killing different Highlanders. And then there's like a crossover movie where like the both brothers team up in a movie. And then there's also like 3 spin-off shows in an animated series. So there's like a lot. Like there's a whole thing with Highlander is like what that series is.
Such confusing lore. Like
yeah, I want so like that's
awesome.
A franchise I'm like I kind of want to do a deep dive on this, but it feels like it would be everything.
But I mean, it would also give you an excuse to like visit everything in a row, and yeah, I think that the deep dive I would watch those deep dives. That sounds hilarious and also a little bit wild.
Yeah, it'd be really wild. So, yup.
Ideas in the Gourd asks if we know Reboot, but I don't.
You don't know Reboot?
I don't.
You have to know Reboot. I feel like you do know Reboot. You just don't know you know Reboot. It was that.
This is entirely possible.
Reboot was this wonderful. It was a Canadian animated show that was the first, like, I think it was the first fully 3D animated show, and it was like it was the people in in like a computer program. It was like kind of like the Matrix, but like a kiddie Matrix thing. It was really, really fun. And it ended on like a big cliffhanger that never like got resolved, but it was like it was like one of the like super expensive show. And the main villain of the series, who was like really, really good, very much gay coded character, like super theatrical villain, who was like a computer virus. He was played by the same dude who played the villain in Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hellfire.
Oh, yeah, Frollo style.
Yeah.
Whoa,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not seen that.
Have you look up an image of Reboot? Like seriously, because I actually forgot Reboot was a thing, but I watched it all the time as a kid, and I did not know what it was. And then I watched, and then I looked, and then I was like, I remember this show, but what is it? And then I looked it up, like, oh, that's what it was. You may not have, but Reboot was my crap, and it was just one of those shows that I think is just like mostly forgotten. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Reboot is exactly that kind of show that you like completely forgot, but you must have seen an episode or two of.
Whoa, this does bring back memories.
Right? I told
They
you.
are extremely vague memories.
Yeah. No, that's reboot. That's that I knew you had seen it. It's that show. It's the show where like you definitely saw it, but you forgot you did.
And I remember when I first like saw the image of the main dude, I thought that he looked like the main character from Math Blasters. Do you remember those?
Yes,
like,
I do remember Math Blasters.
Yeah, what was the? Because Galactic Commander was the girl. What was the other one's name? Because that's what I thought he looked like.
Galactic Blaster, like the like weird.
No,
he looked like he was like the looked like the nerdy older brother of the alien from Flintstones.
Kinda. Yeah. Oh gosh, I can't remember the character's name, but it's because I always remember Galactic Commander because she had the purple ponytail, and I was like, neat. And then I remember Spot because he was the little droid.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main dude, but the main dude from Reboot always reminded me of the main dude from Math Blasters.
I can see that. I can totally see that.
Yes, people playing Math Blasters, absolutely. Yes.
I just remember all those like educational, like weird educational games.
Oh yeah.
Also, I'm very upset right now because I hit this grunty button that's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
And then I looked at you, and the grunty button showed me where the Jiggy appeared. But I have no idea where this poor Jiggy is. So there's a Jiggy just floating around this level somewhere, and I have no idea where it is.
Sorry.
But Lisa, this is my sense of your analysis is that your channel is more gender balanced than the average channel. If you think about new content, how about something for the ladies? That is true, Lisa. My channel is so if one of the analytics that I found is that my channel is like more skewed. I have a lot of my like 20-year-old women and older men, like older quote unquote, so like 30s, like mid to late 30s men, and then like early 20s women is like the weird analytics of my channel. So I should do more like ladies focused stuff, because I mean, but Star Trek's lady focused. Like everyone's like like Star Trek, but Star Trek's gay. Star Trek is the most gay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's a good point.
It is. Reclaim the gay. Star Trek is gay, actually.
Quite yes.
Star Trek is the most gay.
I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Especially in like current television.
Oh no, I just died. Oh well.
Oh no.
No. You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm just watching you die.
Oh,
Sorry,
good.
I spaced out entirely for a second. Sorry.
No.
I'm kind of trying to.
No, you're all good. You're all good. You're all good. You're all good.
So everyone's seen me space out on stream while I'm watching Jessie collapse.
I mean, it's fine. I space out watching myself too. It's fine.
It's just
because it's just
a 30-year. Well, I'm a 30-year-old bi dude, but so we were both.
I mean, you are my niche.
Yes, I am the exact audience.
You're my audience. You're my audience.
So I think you need to do more content on books where queer academics die. If I'm your niche audience. Just kidding.
That's your aesthetic. Your aesthetic is like
if I'm your audience, you should do those videos.
I mean, I've told you, like, I've literally called you up because I'm like, I'm watching a movie with about like a dude who is gay coded in an academic setting, so I feel like you'll love the show.
And she's always right, so it's fine.
That's literally what I do. Is like, so I'm watching a dude where there's a very broody academic dude. So you'll love it.
Yeah. Which means, I mean, next, I guess I gotta watch Arcane for about 2,000 reasons.
You need to watch Arcane
that's
specifically for, oh my god, what's his name? What did I say his name was? Oh my god, because it's like, this is the most Lucien fucking character of all time.
Is it Victor or is it Silco?
Victor. It's Victor. Victor.
Okay.
There's a character, there's a dude who is super mopey academic dude, named Victor, who you will love, and I'm like, that is the most Lucien-ass character ever made, right down to his name being goddamn Victor. You will love him. You will love him. Like, Victor is the most, for people in the chat being like, people in the chat are like, Arcane's great. If you know Victor from Arcane, then you know Lucien's exact niche.
Apparently, it's my exact type. I also do want to say, send a shout out and hearts to John Vinales and thank you for the super chat. Which is, with a hilarious super chat that says, for the record, my big childhood cartoon show was, I kid you not, this very obscure thing called Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
Probably don't know it.
I've never heard of Avatar. What's that show? I've never heard of it.
That's those icons for your AOL Instant
Yeah,
Messenger.
yeah,
right?
that's it.
Avatar.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And Korra is
That's Derek Hale's sister, right?
Yeah, Derek Hale.
Yeah, it's
Who
fine.
Superman, which by the way, Superman and Lois is back, and like I'm just like, oh god, Tyler Hoechlin gives me feelings. You met Tyler Hoechlin, didn't you, once?
Okay, I'm not gonna say that I met Tyler Hoechlin. I embarrassed myself ridiculously hard in front of Tyler Hoechlin, but we didn't meet. So that's
met. You're besties
an
now.
Exaggeration.
You and Tyler Hoechlin, you call each other up every day. You're like, yo.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, moving it. Someday I'll tell the story of how I embarrassed myself in front of Tyler Hoechlin. But today I want to say Stargazer Lay says we should watch Gargoyles, and I think that's pretty neat. And better than me embarrassing myself in front of Tyler Hoechlin.
No, there's nothing better than you embararshing yourself in front of Tyler Hoechlin.
There's so many things better.
There is not a single thing better than you embarrassing yourself in front. I swear.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah, not a single thing.
Not even the Decemberist concert in Buffalo? Because that was better.
I unlocked a gamer picture.
Cool. What?
I don't know what that does. It's something.
Okay.
It's probably something weird. But you know, the Decemberist concert was also great. But that, yes.
Mm-hmm. I love that concert.
I love that concert, especially when they played the Rake song, which was like the best song of all time. Sorry, I know we're like having nostalgia chat, but.
I mean, that's what happens when, like, we come together and it's like, aw, remember the fun things. Also, the whale in the Mariner's Revenge song, just like.
Oh, when they just brought out the freaking whale, that was great.
Incredible.
Yep. That was absolutely wonderful.
Decemberists are great.
I love the Decemberists. They're a wonderful
It was also
band.
like one of the clearest live shows I'd ever heard in my life. Like, they were clearly like putting their all into it, but like they were like their clarity was incredible and their stage presence was, I don't know, that was just great. Concert.
Yeah. I haven't been to a concert in a while.
I know, I haven't been since like I think I saw Cleo a couple of years ago, and I think that was the last concert I went to.
Yes, quite.
Yes, quite indeed. Also, I missed how we got here, but Outlaw Star just got mentioned, and I thought that I was one of the only people who'd ever seen that show. So
I don't even know it.
to Andrew Klang.
I don't even know what that is.
It was an anime in the late '90s that had like, it was kind of, I guess, in competition with like Cowboy Bebop, but it was a little bit more like, it had like a little bit more of extra like comedic aspects to it, and there's a lot of details that I don't remember, but I remember being really into Outlaw Star, and I think I was more into it than Cowboy Bebop at the time.
Mine was I loved Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh my gosh, Yu Yu Hakusho was the best.
I loved that show. I loved the show.
I'm in love with Kurama forever.
I also remember you were a big Rurouni Kenshin fan.
Oh my god, I still am a big Rurouni Kenshin fan. I'm staring at the live action DVDs and the second season like right now.
Yep.
So
the one that you got me into okay, this is a show that I should do a whole freaking essay on. Revolutionary Girl. No.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Do you want help?
Yeah. If you want to help me write, a Revolutionary Girl Uten video, I would love to do that.
Okay.
Are you gonna be okay? What was that?
I mean, twist my arm about it. Why don't you?
Oh my god, yes, it's a great show. You introduced me. I remember I went over we were both depressed living in Los Angeles, and then you had me come over and we watched like the entire series in one night.
Well, I think also it was like, yeah, we did. We watched the whole show in like 2 days.
In an evening.
But it was because my roommate, because we'd finished Life is Strange the semester before, and then she played it, and as my roommate was playing it, I mentioned something about like Utena and like sort of like WLW like media.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was when you said something about like, oh well, I never saw Utena, and I was like, well, that's just not
Now
gonna fly.
that's our night
Like,
now.
Jessie needs to see Utena for about 5,000 reasons. And yeah, we watched it. It took us like 2 days, but we like didn't stop.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
That was great. And then I think I
You bought me the
Blu-ray.
final season and the movie on DVD, which I still have. It's in the other room.
Oh, good.
Yay.
That lesbian car movie. I mean,
yeah,
you're not wrong.
It's pretty much that.
This is the nerdiest thing that I'm going to say on this stream. 3 years ago at a convention, the group that I went with, we all kind of got a little bit tipsy, and
you getting drunk?
Yeah,
what?
Wild. And we decided to do like a D&D one shot, and so like some of us were just like picking like different IPs so that we can make characters quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I basically reskinned Juri Arisugawa. And then that one shot has turned into like a 3-year campaign. I just have like a completely separate story with Juri, and it was very funny because it was supposed to just be like a one-off, but she's a champion fighter, and she's incredible. So I'm still playing Juri.
Oh, Juri. I love Juri. Juri is wonderful.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I mean, the stoic character who also harbors a lot of feelings is just a very good look.
I feel like that's also your character type, but
What?
yeah, just a bit, just a little bit,
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
You're ridiculous. That's just stupid.
She's the best, and it's fine. But also, like, I mean, that's a weird show.
It is a very weird show.
In a very, I think, self-referential and understanding way.
Hmm.
Edward Vador, thanks for the super chat.
Yay.
Says, I will never admit how much I spent on a movie library and home theater setup. You want to know? Call Jack Bauer and have him force answers out of me.
Oh, that's a reference.
24, right?
Yes, 24. Which, by the way,
yeah, nice.
Fascinating. That's another video that I would love to do, because there's interesting connections between 24 and Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah, actually, quite a bit.
24 was like, isn't 24 like
super conservative and like also like torture apologist and also very much a post 9/11 like conservative reaction show, which still is fun. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's still a fun show, but it definitely has much more conservative politics than most. But it is very much like we can solve all our problems with a little bit of torture. Yeah. But the interesting connection is twofold. So first and foremost, it came out at the same time as Star Trek Enterprise, which is also a post 9, like came out. Star Trek Enterprise started before 9/11, but it came out at around the same time. And so like the interesting like way that Enterprise like kind of failed to address post 9/11 issues, and like also kind of somewhat became like it tried to address torture but not doing it really well, like having a main character do torture and not like really critically analyzing it as well as it should have. So there's that. But the second way that it's also interesting in that connection and like being able to discuss that is 2 of the writers from Star Trek Enterprise also went to work on 24. Brandon Braga, I believe Brandon Braga worked on it, and then Manny Koto also worked on it, who are 2 of the big writers behind Star Trek Enterprise, and Brandon Braga also is a big writer for Star Trek since The Next Generation. So there's like some interesting things to discuss when it's talking about like Star Trek and 24 would be like interesting.
Kind of not what you would expect.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Be a crossover with
Yep. Well, like, also, I just recently learned that the guy who wrote the best season of Star Trek Enterprise, the final season, Manny Koto, who wrote for 24, he also he's also super conservative and wrote a Fox News show that was, like, making fun of The Daily Show, which I did not know, which is and it's like, I'm shocked, because, like, that show is like making fun of a lot of like leftist and very progressive stuff, and then it's like you watch Star Trek Enterprise and like, what? How did this ultra conservative dude write this Star Trek show? It's very interesting. So
I feel like sometimes you can like forget connections to humanity. Like when you're like a writer and you're like, yeah, we should be nice to people, and then like you don't realize that sometimes your politics like say the opposite. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's interesting. It's interesting. It's just like an interesting like discussion to have that I'm like, I feel like there's some, I haven't like done the like full analysis of it, but like I'm like there's a conversation here to be had for sure that I think is interesting.
There's absolutely a conversation to be had there, and I think there's a lot to be said about sort of like, especially with like the idea of like separating like social dynamics from media when that's also like kind of not the point. And so sometimes it's like, did we watch the same stuff?
Yeah, well that's like the well that's like,
yeah, the cognitive dissonance is wild.
Well yeah, well that's well what was it, so I was watching someone doing an analysis, so I mentioned in my end of the year video on Squid Games.
Yes.
I mentioned like, oh well, Squid Games is clearly a post is an anti-capitalist series, right?
Yeah.
And one person in the comments on the video, it was, and I'm not vilifying this person at all, but like, it was like, how could, like, I don't see Squid Games as anti-capitalist at all. I mean, you look at the one character, I forget her name, but the one character who was from North Korea, who moved down to South Korea, and they were like, well, she clearly moved from North Korea to South Korea, and it's much better for her, right? And like that was like they arguing the characters, like, so this show is clearly like making fun of like is anti-communist because like she comes from North Korea, and I'm like, but that's where her character starts. But if you look at the show, like, she's literally in debt and has to go through this game because she moved to South Korea,
right?
And there's also this whole
like, it also, she can't go back because it's also bad.
Yep.
So it's
and
basically just like,
yep, and then also one of the biggest things to point out is that in South Korea, with your media, you cannot praise North Korea in any way. Like, you're literally not allowed to in media. And there is one point in that series where a character asks her, is it better here? What was the exact way? Are you better off now or not? And she says nothing. That is because she literally could not, on South Korean television, you literally cannot say the answer to that question, which would have been no.
Right.
The answer that was like, no, it is not better now. And the answer, and like, they literally could not say that because it would be against the broadcast rules. And so she says nothing, which is the implication.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I recently found this out with like someone doing a really good analysis on like how that show like specifically talks about South Korean, how capitalism works in South Korea. Like, for example, you see, so the main character, right? I forget the name of this riot, but at one point he has like when there's the big riot in the show, and when they're all attacking each other in the sleeping area, he has flashbacks of seeing like police like beating people. Do you remember that in the show?
Yes, I do.
So that is a reference.
Also, this is getting like really heavy, so if anybody.
Yeah, I apologize, but it's just so I apologize, but it's just interesting. That is a reference to, I forget the name of it, but there was a factory in the South Korea where I forget what they were making, but workers rioted for their rights there, right. And they were beaten by the police, and after that event, the workers were then sued by the company for, I forget the exact way, but the workers were sued by the company and were therefore, they had to pay, they owed like millions of dollars to the company for protesting the way that they were treated by the company. It was basically like an Amazon treatment. So they owed tens of millions of dollars, and then all of them got blacklisted by all the companies, so they could not get hired. And so there's this whole group of workers that like they are unable to pay their debt. They have settled their families with all this debt, and there's a large amount of depression with that with them. And there's a lot of like suicide in that group of workers, and it's that main character is implied to have been part of that, and that's why at the beginning of the series he is the fact that he's divorced from his wife, it might not have been like they didn't love each other. It may have been like he divorced her they mutually agreed to divorce because he didn't want to saddle her with debt.
Oh, wow.
And so like that's like part of what that show is talking about when it's talking about like the way capitalism specifically presents in South Korea. And how it's coding all of that stuff. So I'm sorry that it got really, really heavy, but it's like it's just one.
Really dark.
Yeah, it's really dark, but it's just
really, it's good to know. It's important to note, especially since like we can watch it all day long with our own understandings and still get something from it, but being educated on like the actual relevancy to like the culture it was created in is important. So.
Yeah, and so the point that I ultimately is going to work my way back to is like when we talk about cognitive dissonance, it's like I don't think it's like cognitive dissonance. This is the point that I'm actually making with my Matrix Resurrections video that I'm coming out with in a few weeks. Is like people have not been given the tools. Like you and I both have went to film school. And so you and I like are well aware of how to critically analyze media, but I feel like a lot of people are not asked to, like, their main consumption of media is like films like the Marvel movies, which I love the Marvel movies, but they're not asking you to really think deeply about the themes of those films. They're very much meant to be surface level readings of movies, and that's what most people are asked to consume about movies. They're just supposed to they're told to like read surface level connotations. So when we get something like Matrix Resurrections, or you get something like Squid Games, which are these big blockbuster shows, but they are meant to have subtextual readings. Like the subtextual reading of the show, it's not meant to just be surface, like people are killing each other because cool Squid Gamey stuff. It's like meant to have these subversive subtextual readings that you're supposed to read into. People don't do that work, not because they're stupid, because I don't think people are stupid. It's just because they have not been asked to critically analyze this stuff. And so that's where you get people reacting vitriolically to things like, well, The Matrix was dumb and it's just nostalgia bait, when actually The Matrix was actually deconstructing how nostalgia works in film, or how Squid Games was deconstructing capitalism. And then you have people come in and stoke that vitriol, like people saying like, well, Squid Games was actually about communism and deconstructing communism, because people intentionally, in that gap of knowledge, they take their own thing and put their own like spin on it in order to subvert the original meaning of the text, which is why you see something like the original Matrix movies, then the red pill get co-opted by the alt-right, with the alt-right co-opting the idea of the red pill, being like, well, the red pill is actually about feminism being terrible. Because people have subverted and took the meaning of stuff because people have not been asked to critically analyze media. Right. And that's my thesis from a Matrix essay. Sorry.
So now you don't need to watch that video. Just kidding. Please watch it. That's awesome. But also I think that like when I was talking about like cognitive dissonance earlier, I totally agree with you. But I think that like I just want to make sure that I wasn't like misstating my.
Oh no! I don't think. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But I just want to like clarify that like when I say like the cognitive dissonance, it's because there's so much media that we consume that was still like, I mean, it was made by like a bunch of capitalists in the 90s, and at the same time there is like a push when you're a kid and you're not critically analyzing something yet, and you're like, you know, sometimes you would see like, I mean, like when like in the like the Star Wars trilogy, which the original, or not original, but not original ones, but the prequels.
the prequel trilogy. The prequel trilogy.
I blocked them all out after I saw Phantom Menace. I just like stopped. There's like, you know, the thing that where it's like liberty dies with thunderous applause. Like that's supposed to like it's supposed to trigger some sort of like, oh, these things shouldn't happen to people because we should take care of each other type things, and like that was at the forefront, even if you're not critically analyzing it. And I just stumbled through that whole explanation, but it's sort of like, even with these like capitalist big blockbuster movies that we can continue to criticize, I still feel like even if you're not critically thinking about it, there was so much as like our generation was coming up that was still like, hey, maybe like being kind to each other is like a better way to go about things, and making sure that like we take care of each other rather than let like greed overcome all of these things. And so like seeing people who still like escape into those worlds and then be like, thank goodness we have this capitalist system. It's just, that's kind of where I'm just sort of like, it's weird that you still need to escape into something where people are kind and you're not fully taking that next step into the fact that we don't have to have the world that says that.
Exactly. No. You're absolutely correct, and I think it's because my thought on it is more like I agree with you. Like,
yeah,
how best to put this? Like, so much.
I couldn't think of the wording for it. So
no. But it's like
continue.
so much of our media. This is the thing. Like, so much of our media, especially of our era, I feel like was very much like we need to form community and solidarity in community. I mean, look at like the reasons that I love Star Trek so much is that like that's like message of it. And while there's aggrandizement of like the captain and there's like like Star Trek does have that military problem where like it is a military structure and I want more civilian focused Star Trek shows. That's what's inside. There's the overall concept of it is like community based. We can come together as community. The Matrix movies, all the Wachowskis' work is all like community based, like that we come around together and like deconstructing that whole idea of like the one individualist hero. Like Neo being the one is like actually we can all be the one and we're all supposed to inherit that and desire to be the one and like break down the Matrix system. Look at something like the Star Wars movies, like you just said, the whole deconstruction of that is like actually the superhero character that we get loving Darth Vader is actually fascist and maybe we should not celebrate that. That type of aggrandized hero character. So all of these things start to become about like creating more community-based narratives, which is why I love movies like Eternals today, which I love the Eternals even though people hate on it because that was a movie that was about like a bunch of protagonists rather than a singular protagonist. But so that was like what a lot of us grew up on. But then we come to today where there's much more adversarial relationship with our media today.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
For
a variety of reasons.
For tons of reasons, but like the relationship has become adversarial where so many people hate on people who analyze media, like myself on YouTube. Like media analysts are like we're seen as like woke people trying to like argue like leftist points of view, push agendas and stuff. Like news media is seen like when they critically analyze politics or media and things like that, they are seen in an adversarial way. So it's just created this like adversarial relationship between all these things, and the people in power, the leadership that should be actually like bringing down that adversarial stuff, they actually again they stick in their own interpretations that is like it's these people that you are your enemy. And so because of that, it creates this like aggrandizement for capitalism, when I think like people internally understand. This is something I always say, like people feel the same anxiety. Like I look at someone who like I look at the people who I'm not necessarily saying these are like good people or that we should be okay with them or whatever, but I have sympathy for people who are like people who are like angry about like how best to put it, like the people who are disaffected by the system, people who are radicalized to like fascist movements. The reason they are radicalized that way is because they feel the anxiety and the fact that they have been disenfranchised by the system, but the solutions that they have been offered have been antagonistic ones and ones that say it's actually people of color, it's actually minorities, it's actually trans people, it's actually like Jewish folks. That's the answer that they've been given. When actually like the solution is like actually the systems that they've been harmed by. So they aggrandize capitalism, but they also feel this need for community. Like you look at the reasons that a lot of people fall into these groups. Sorry, I'm ranting. I apologize.
No, that's okay.
But like
that's true, because it's like you're searching for something to understand,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you're even searching for something to believe in, and when those things are abstract ideas, sometimes it's harder to grab hold of those things. It doesn't mean that they're right, and it's still like violent and important things, and yet that this is why. Like,
exactly.
still, yeah.
And so like I'm not like saying like fascists and white supremacists are good people. What I'm saying is more like they have been radicalized that way because they've been disenfranchised, and they are looking for community, and they look for community in all the wrong places and with all the wrong answers, and that leads to horrific things. And so that's why there's like this lack of critical analyzing of media, because people like have not been asked to do that, because people want people to have this antagonistic relationship. They stoke it,
right?
So
and especially at the top level, like one of the kind of like Anyway.
Anyways, that got very
That's
political.
it.
That we're at
Yeah.
as thank you everybody in chat. By the way, everyone in the chat was very much here for that conversation. I was watching the entire time. Thank you everybody for being here for that conversation.
Yes,
that one was a
thank
very
you.
rough one, and I appreciate that. So.
And we also appreciate the support as we went off on our whole diatribe.
Yeah.
I know I missed a couple of super chats, and I'm super sorry, but hearts to all of you, and I do want to say hearts to Edward Bador's chat with all of the cookies that says, "Thank you for coming to Jesse's Matrix Politics TED Talk. Here, take a cookie. You'll feel better after eating it."
Yep. Yeah, I will. This is my red pill. It's estrogen, cookies, and anti-capitalism. Oh no, Taco Bell. Oh no, is it Taco Bell too late? I think I might be too late to order.
It's probably too late for Taco.
No, but thank you, Knit and Crochet Tiger. Everyone send love to Knit and Crochet Tiger for reminding me that.
Yes, Crochet Tiger. Also, Joel. Yep, it is 10 degrees here in Minnesota, and I'm just gonna give you like a
It is 40 degrees here in Seattle, and it's too hot.
Stop. Oh, okay. It. That's good. That is.
I like freeze. You know me. I want to be freezing every day. Because I run like 150 degrees. I'm sweating all the time. I don't
constantly.
I don't know what it is. Like I run like you touch me and I'm like a furnace, even when I don't have a fever. All of my partners, whenever I like am in bed with a partner, not even like for sexy times, whenever I'm in bed, they're like, I can warm up next to you because I'm like a literal like heat furnace, and I just want to be at like negative 20 degrees all the time.
Yeah, I have to stay somewhere where it's cold. It's like only times when I'm not sweating profusely and can actually be comfortable in this like body that's too hot all the time.
Yes. Also, Lucien, Taco Bell is open, and I'm very pleased.
Oh my God, it's not open here anymore. I keep forgetting that you've got 2 hours.
Because I'm better than you is that's the reason.
I mean, yeah, we know that. That's nobody's.
No. You're not allowed to agree with me. Yes, you're supposed to fight me. You're supposed to fight me.
Oh no.
Now I feel like a jerk. Now I'm the asshole who said I'm better than you.
She was so mean to me, you guys.
Jesse,
everybody witnessed it.
Jessie insults trans man on stream. This is how I get canceled.
Yep.
Okay, wait. What was the thing that you said I should order?
But what if Jessie Gender insults trans man who forced her to get chased by bees 6 years ago on stream? Very different headline.
That is a very different headline. Let's see. Hugs. Let's see. Wait.
Thank you, Morgan the Pirate Queen. Hugs for lack of tacos. I appreciate that.
All right. Wait. Where's the? What was the thing that you said I should get? The vegan thing.
The cheesy fiesta. Oh, the potato tacos. They're on like the $1 value.
Spicy potato soft taco.
That's the one.
And it's vegan.
Delicious. Yeah, and they're delicious.
Oh, and I can get it with extra potatoes.
You sure can.
Huh? That's my favorite line of anything ever. Still,
which one?
It's the only time. Okay, remember the fucking potatoes? Let's explain this to the chat.
You fucked potatoes? No,
I stole potatoes.
What's the
so
Game
it was
of Thrones?
there was the Telltale the Game of Thrones Telltale game is terrible. It's not a good game, but there is a line in it where they're at the wall and someone asks a character's like, so why did you end up at the wall? And he's like, fucking potatoes. And the other character's like, you fucked potatoes. It's like, no, I stole potatoes. And it was the funniest thing I had ever seen in my life.
Still cracks me up.
It's like, fucking potatoes. You fucked potatoes. No, I stole potatoes.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny. I'm fine. I'm a normal person.
No, you're not normal, and that's why I love you.
Yeah, you're not normal either. I shake your hand with love.
That's it. That's the response. I say I love you because you're not normal. You're like, you're not normal either. Good for you.
I shake your hand with love.
Yeah.
I said I said love.
Sure you did, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I said love.
Mm-hmm.
I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia Yates, thanks for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Come to the estuary I live by. We got cold, wind, and salty air to go around, and it's always cooler in the summer.
I want that. Olivia.
Please, can I?
That sounds absolutely wonderful.
I would like that.
I am Gozer. I am murdering that. I am gonna murder Lucien with fucking potatoes. Also, you're Julian, apparently.
Also, yeah, it can also be Julien. That's how you spelled it, and I'm into that. I'm new name. But actually, I can't do that because I have a NPC in my podcast whose name is Julian.
That is true. Which, by the way, everyone, you should go listen to Lucian's podcast. Yes. My Dark Academia, which is absolutely wonderful.
That Dark Academia.
Why do I keep wanting to say? Because My Hero Academia.
It's because there's an anime called My Hero Academia.
That's why I keep wanting to. Which I haven't even seen that show, and I keep doing that.
It's never though.
But anyways.
To absorb it, it's fine.
That Dark Academia, if you love a Dark Academia and you like D&D and you like real play, or what's the genre called? Actual play. Absolutely freaking amazing and lovely podcast that I love listening to, and you should listen because Lucien is a great, wonderful podcaster, and you should be listening to that podcast.
That's very kind. I will say though that we started out with the idea to make a mystery horror pod season. And it still is kind of there, but we distract ourselves by talking about food a lot. We joke.
I mean,
so it's also humor.
I mean, I feel like that's fair. I mean, if you ever play D&D with me, it's just gonna devolve into a horny cast, is what it's.
Oh, I know.
Just like, and I roll to try to fuck the orc.
But maybe that lets the rest of your party get past the orc. We don't know.
Oh, that is true. You are Ideas in the Gourd says you are our Bashir, because Julian Bashir in Deep Space Nine, which I feel like Bashir is also your type. Have you seen Deep Space Nine?
Well, yes, but it was when we were living together, and it was mostly I was only partially paying attention because I was also doing homework.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But I feel like Julian is very much your type of character on Deep Space Nine out of all of them, especially later in the show. Early in the show, he's a bit of a douchey, I'm gonna hit on women creepily character, but then he gets really cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I also agree with Ingvar Mattson, Gozer the Gozerian. I can see where you get, because it's like if you were in France also you'd say like Julien and you would say Lucien, so there's also the Ian. So it's fine. Yeah, there's a bunch of Ians there, and it's great. Cool. Fun. Just the super chat. Adrian Desert Pegwee says, "What are you doing? MLK Day? I'm getting high. I'm not getting high on MLK Day, but I am."
I am probably going to be building.
For Monday.
I'm probably building shelves and working on my Matrix video and also a video for GameSpot is probably what I'm going to be doing. Because I can. Yeah, I don't think I'm hiding anything there. The video I'm working on for GameSpot right now is playing Dark Souls for the first time, which would be fun. And doing like an analysis of Dark Souls, because I've never played Dark Souls, so I'm doing an analysis of Dark Souls by playing it for the first time. It's going to be a comedy video, so that's my next GameSpot video that I'll probably be working on MLK Day. So
I'm so excited. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Good night, Abigail. Thank you for coming.
Have a good night, Abigail. You're wonderful.
And I'm just freaking out. I'm like so excited. I want to watch this video now.
Yeah, the whole concept of it is gonna be like funny. Just like I would be like fucking hating everything because I've never played a single Dark Souls game in my life, and I told that to people at GameSpot, and they were like, so you're gonna play Dark Souls before Elden Ring, because Elden Ring's coming out, and they're like, you're gonna play Dark Souls now. I'm like,
okay.
I guess I'll suffer for you.
Morgan the Pirate Queen, accurate. Dark Souls, welcome to dying. I was working at GameStop when Dark Souls came out.
Oh,
and,
God.
Like, a bunch of people like bought it, and then like I like worked the release, and then I had to do. I was like, was I clopening? I don't remember. But anyway, I was working like the next day, and this guy came in who just like looks like a stereotypical gamer, like you know when people have the completionist look about them, where they will not give up no matter what.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna beat
that,
this
like,
thing.
Look about him. Yeah, but he came back in the next day, and he like had the game in his hand, and he like threw it down on the counter, not aggressively at me, but just in general. He just chucks it on the counter, and then he goes, "This game is the devil." And I was like, "Okay, so do you want like store credit or what am I doing for you?"
That's wonderful. Oh my god,
I will never forget that.
that sounds
hilarious.
Wonderful. All right. So before I'm gonna probably stream for another 30 minutes if you're cool with that.
Sure.
But I might.
I hope my roommates are cool with that, but they haven't bothered me yet, so
yeah.
I'm not too loud.
Because I hope everyone's in. By the way, is everyone enjoying our conversation? And I hope everyone's enjoying
this
conversation.
Like being friends too much, you can be like, "Hey guys, like,
yep.
please pay attention to us."
Please let us know. But yeah, I'm gonna stream for about another 30 minutes. But I might switch over to Super Mario 64 for the last 30 minutes if everyone's cool with that. Because I promised that in the title, and I also am feeling it right now. Because I just feel like I've been playing this game for a bit, and I'm like, I wanna play some Super Mario.
Okay, people are saying like conversation's cool, and for us to continue to just be friends.
I'm not gonna be friends with you. As soon as we log off here, I'm gonna despise you. Is really what it's gonna be.
Okay, remember how I said you're not supposed to talk about the time travel? Same principle. Did we not? We're not supposed to talk about how we're not actually friends.
I despise you. I hate you in every way, shape, or form. It's not like I love you and adore you with all of my heart and like miss you so much that we haven't seen each other in like 2 years physically, which makes me sad.
No, it's not like we like, what was it? A couple of weeks ago, we're just like crying on a Zoom call because we were just like, I want to hang out.
Yeah, that didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Never happened.
Yeah. Well, one second.
You.
I have to go. I'm gonna quick switch to the Switch so that I'm gonna quick go down on you. That sounded weird.
Are you a Switch?
I mean, I am. That's not a joke. I am legitimately a Switch, but I am gonna go down in the image. While you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna just shut up because that just sounded weird.
I'm also going to confirm, or not confirm, whether or not I'm allowed to be on screen at the same time as Newt.
Are you?
Want it.
You haven't seen Newt. He is not here.
Well, Joel was saying, have Lucien and Newt been on screen at the same time? I'm still not sure they are separate, so...
Nope. I think that you are the same person.
I can neither confirm nor deny as to whether or not we're allowed to be on screen at the same time.
I mean, Newt has, like... attacked you with love while you've been here when you visited that one time.
That's true. And then also did not let me get up when I was lying on.
Well, that's what he does. He claims you. He's like, you wanted to wake up and you're not. You're just going to be here for now. This is where you live. You are my bed.
I am bed. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for the super chat. John Vanel says Lord of the Rings and Avatar: The Last Airbender are great in large part because they're being about fellowships of heroes rather than a single chosen one, which I agree with.
Yes, I mean that's what we need. I mean that's part of my. It's also part of my Star Trek essays that I'm going to be talking about. Everyone in chat is just getting a preview of all my videos, but I'm talking about like.
It's okay. They're talking about how I'm a werecat right now, so
it's fine. Awesome. It's fine. They're not listening.
Great things like Luciet, new shit.
I'm here for awesome. I'm here for it. This is the fandom that I want. What was I saying? But it's like we need more films that are a feminine gaze. And what a feminine gaze that I wanted to find it as, like people say like, oh, a feminine gaze is just you doing the same thing but like with like looking at dudes in a hot way, which is no.
It's not true.
Yeah, a feminine gaze is the whole thing with a male gaze is it like celebrates individualism, which is fine. Like I'm fine with individual protagonists. It's not saying the male gaze is a bad thing inherently. It's just its ubiquitousness is the problem. The issue more is that a feminine gaze is when you have multiple protagonists sharing the viewpoint and sharing, like, it's not just one protagonist who we get to see the story through and then every other character is seen as other. And usually we essentialize that viewpoint in straight white cis men, and so like everyone else, like women, trans people, LGBTQ people of color, all that stuff are seen as other. And so the male gaze is probably better defined as like an individualist gaze, and it just happens to be essentialized in men. And so if we had more of like individual protagonist characters, that'd be great. But a feminine gaze or like a collective gaze is where we have more works of art that like have multiple protagonists, and the protagonist viewpoint and the viewpoint through which the audience is meant to identify switches throughout the story. So like I think of like Sense8 is a good example of it, and Eternals is actually a pretty decent example of it. Even the Avengers, to a degree, I would even argue has like a kind of has that to a degree, even though it does over-aggrandize like the strong man sort of
also
thing.
you can still have both extent, because there are things about the male gaze that because like you can still have like a feminine gaze from different viewpoints and different like types of people, but also still like with the way a lot of blockbusters are created, there's in many cases, well, if we were talking about the Avengers, we're still going to have a little bit of like cishet dudes.
For sure.
Those kinds of perspectives. But like, so it's like, it's not like anything is just one or the other, but I do want to see more, and I want to see it like legitimately like changing the viewpoint rather than just like trying to stuff a bunch of ensemble characters into a single film and then be like, wasn't that great? It's I like the ones where you get like all of the viewpoint and you see why each character's like growth is important to the perspective of the story as a whole, rather than just having like a single unreliable narrator or something like that. So I agree with that.
100% agree. I'm gonna be right back. I just gotta go quick because I was playing Spyro, so I'm gonna quick go grab Super Mario 64. So I'm gonna be back in just a hot second. So you get to have the chat for a hot minute. You can do whatever you want.
To have the chat for a hot minute.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this werecat thing. So if we can like build that lore out,
you do that. Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna just be 2 seconds.
Great. What? I also. Yeah, I mean the male gaze and the feminine gaze. It's also there's also so much like gendered terms in like the sense of that, and then also the ways that those kinds of understandings have evolved were in basically different decades. Because I remember correctly, was it any other like film people here? It was like Laura Harvey, I think, who coined the phrase the male gaze. When talking about like how, you know, we being put behind like cisgender like heterosexual men, if like since they're like our protagonists, it's also the way that we see like women on screen, and it is like very coded based off of that perspective, and it's what we're meant to put ourselves into, it's what we're meant to look at, and it's that we're meant to be voyeurs. And there's a lot like we see that in the history of cinema as well, but so then like that understanding has morphed, but it was coined in a different decade than when we understood the feminine gaze, from my understanding and remembrance of it. And I was reading the chat, but I was like trying to talk through it as well when you weren't here, because I was like kind of freaking out, and I was like, what can I talk about? Film theory. So here's the beginning of the male gaze. But yeah, so Lucien coming out as his true Catboy self. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes. But you'll
note that we still didn't see Newt even when Jessie left the room.
That is very true.
What were they doing? We're not sure.
Also, I've never beaten Super Mario Sunshine, which is another aside, so that's another thing. But
I haven't either.
Fair.
It was wild.
Yeah. That game was weird. So, anyways.
Hi, Just Carolyn. Welcome.
Also, can you hear the game? I don't think you can hear the game. Okay, let me fix that real quick.
I haven't been able to hear the game this entire time.
I have. Oh, like at all? Like any game?
Oh no, I didn't hear Banjo Kazooie. I just heard me and you talking.
Oh, I thought you could also hear the game. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. But let me see if I can.
Again. Yes.
Let me see if I can figure out how to get the chat. Let me know when you can hear the video game sound.
Yes, please.
If you eventually don't want me to, that's fine. But I just am curious if I can actually get it to work, because it's more. This is more like I said, we're kind of testing this, so I'm just curious if will this work. I think that you can hear it now.
Or is it Laura Mulvey? It
was Laura
Mulvey. Right?
Oh yeah, I missed what you were. Yeah, it was Laura Mulvey.
I said Harvey, and I knew it was wrong as I was saying it, because I was like. Do you remember that pink textbook that we had?
Oh God, that pink textbook that was I was
reading her name in my brain, and I just said it wrong. But Mulvey, thank you. Well, but hey, wait, thank you. I thought of it. I corrected myself, but thank you for validating.
Yeah, no,
it's
Laura Mulvey is the
Mulvey.
is the one who
coined the male gaze is like the idea of it. Or like,
yes.
Like,
yeah, her whole thing was like, I think basically you kind of summarized it well, but her whole idea, the male gaze has evolved more since then, but her basic concept was the idea that viewpoint has been essentialized to men and sees women as other is essentially it. And also that the camera is very much focused on pointing. Yeah. So like cameras, like we have shot of thing. And her argument was like, to create a more feminine gaze, you would need more cameras that spun. It was also very vaginal centric. So it's like a womb was like her kind of thing, which was like, a little bit dated, but I hear what she was getting at. Yeah.
And it was also, I mean, it was second wave feminism and still a really great way to deconstruct cinema in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. So like she essentialized a lot of it in like penis and vagina stuff, which is like the male gaze is pointing, so it's very phallic. So you just have shots of things, and then feminine gaze would be womb like, so you'd spin a lot, which like I like conceptually the idea, but it's a weird way to think about it, like have it be like we're just gonna centralize it in the womb. So right. Yeah. So.
But also very interesting and sort of like also how that plays a role into the viewer, regardless of their gender, and how we're like made to be, and that also leads a lot into like the voyeuristicness in being an audience member. Yes, can be tied oftentimes into the male gaze as well, which is very interesting.
Yes, yeah, well, yeah, because it's the whole point of male gaze is not just like the show is the viewpoint of men. It's that it assumes that the male gaze assumes that the character is male, the creator of the film, the camera, and then the audience is men. And that everything is filtered through that viewpoint. So even if like an audience is mostly women, for example, like in the horror genre, it's still essentializing it in like in men. Like horror is which is why you also have like interesting stuff with the final girl, like getting in like because horror, there's a lot we could talk about with that. Sorry, you now have two
women in horror for days.
forever. Also, there's a book that I want to read called Final Girl Support Group that I really want to read, that I have not gotten a chance to read yet, that I want to watch.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's about a bunch of final girls from different movies having a support group together, and I really, really want that.
Whoa, wait a minute. I did the sound design for that student thesis.
Wait, what was this?
Final Girls Anonymous. It was a student film that I did
the
sound design for. Yeah.
Wait, so who's the person who did that?
Oh, I don't remember. He had a really cool nose and like brown hair. I don't remember his name.
Huh.
But he wrote it, and it was called Final Girls Anonymous, and they like started a support group, and then like a whole other horror, and then they like went to a cabin, and a whole other horror movie broke out.
Oh, I did not know that. Why did I never see this movie?
I don't know. It was great, especially for a student film.
Yeah, that sounds like right up my alley for like a thing that I would love to watch.
So that's hilarious. I did not realize that was it's a book?
Yeah, well, it just came out last year, so apparently they copied whatever this thesis film was.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wait, I worked on that movie.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's a book called Final Girl Support Group, and then there's
nice.
There's a got hit by the giant balls. Sorry.
Well, you are on a Switch, so.
I mean, I am a Switch, and I get hit with giant balls, and yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm horny. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, Thank you for just putting that on live. I'll just put that out in live stream. We were talking before the stream. I'm just in that phase where it's like every few months I'm like, don't touch me ever, and then I'm like now in like the phase where like, please touch me. Everyone touch me. It's fine. Sorry. Thank you, chat. You're welcome for that. Thank you. Live stream. You're welcome for that. Sorry.
I feel like the chat is always like waiting for horny Jessie to show up because I feel like there's always like somebody who like talks about like super Feeney says touch Jessie.
Yep. I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, I've only had a beer, but the drunk Jessie thing goes. I'm loving Jessie, then I get political Jessie, and then it's horny Jessie. That's how that goes. We touched upon it.
We only had one beer. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes. But yeah, that's generally how that flow goes.
and if you've gone through the entire flow, because you were saying nice things about me, and then we got really political.
And now we're at horny.
And now we're horny.
Yeah. What were we talking about before horny?
Geralt of Rivia.
Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? Oh God.
He's really hot.
He is very hot.
And I'm fine.
That's the way he says is like the best thing ever. Yeah.
And when he goes fuck, and you're just like, okay.
It's like,
sure.
yes, please. Sure.
Yeah. Why not?
It's not yeah, everyone podcast, it's not necessarily in that order. It doesn't necessarily it's loving, horny, and then political. Those are the Jessies, but I'm not they can be interchanged in whatever order that you wish. So
funny.
He's Trevin says he's got scars and he's tired. Fair.
And that is a good question, asking about how far we can go with jokes.
With jokes? You're always
so,
Lucien,
like,
you have to set Lucien set your they're talking about like with horny jokes. So my boundaries are always Lucien can set his own boundaries, so don't joke about Lucien until he sets that. You're welcome to sexualize me and make fun of me and do whatever. I'm fine with all of that as long as you're not as long as it's not like demeaning. Is my rule.
Yes.
But feel free to like make sex jokes about Jessie and all that jazz. Just don't be like demeaning or belittling or anything like that. So that's my rule. So
I feel like that would be the same to me. I would also like not to see like any sex jokes that demean any individual.
Yeah, well, yeah, that goes without. Yeah, goes without saying.
Of course, that goes without saying. But just like me being like, okay, and also for nobody else. But also feel free to make sex jokes about me as well. I'm about as bi as Jessie is. So.
Yep.
And that's not to say that all bi people are horny, because you can be bi and like ace and like that's totally like legit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the bi who does the all.
Yes, I totally love and support asexual people. You are wonderful. I am not. I am not that.
Happen to not be that.
Yeah, I am very much not that.
Okay, but also like, can we talk about how like bi-ace solidarity is a real thing?
Yes,
like
100%.
Like there's always, and I don't even necessarily mean like in like allyship. I just mean like if there's like a rogue bisexual and a rogue ace person, they will find each other. Or like an allosexual bisexual. That can be like a bi-ace person, it's fine. But it's like they'll find each other and then they'll be best friends forever. And I don't know what it is, but like one of my college roommates who I still talk to, like we had that solidarity. And I was just like, this just works. It just works for us. And I see it happen frequently in the LGBT community. And I'm like, good. We will continue to make sure that no one gatekeeps the aces, and then the aces will continue to be like, please don't be biphobic towards my bi friends. Also, maybe my bi friend needs to bring it down a notch. And you're correct. I do need to bring it down a notch. Many notches.
Like I have way too many notches. Also, I'm like racing this turtle, and I just realized I ran backwards because I'm a fool. But yes, 100%.
I'm a fool.
This stupid turtle was the bane of my existence as a kid. I hate him, and I want to, and I love in that one level where you can be Big Mario that you can step on him because he deserves it. Anyways, sorry, that was an aside. It was very murderous, turtle murdery. But yes, I understand. It's the same thing with, sorry to bring up something that's intensely problematic now, but I will use it because it is a good analogy. But it's also like why I see so many Hufflepuff Slytherin friendships like we are.
Well, that's us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like again, Harry Potter, like J.K. Rowling sucks.
And it makes me sadder daily.
Oh shoot.
And
yes,
this is still true.
Yes. Yeah. But yes, Hufflepuff Slytherin friendships are a real thing. Also, I just fell down, and this stupid turtle is gonna beat me in this race, and I'm trying to quit the level so I can restart it because I know I'm gonna lose now because
just lose.
But but then I have to like quit out of level to like race the fucking turtle again, and I don't wanna. Okay. I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna do the thing. It's fine.
Also, Olive, I will see what I can do about getting Jessie a little alcohol tolerance.
I have no alcohol tolerance. Do you remember? Okay, remember back in college where I could like down a half a thing of like it was like Dr. Pepper, half like rum. Right. I could down that.
Right.
And now I can't like have a single beer without dying.
Right, but you remember a major change that you made that affected.
I know
your tolerance and also your height and a couple of other things.
That is true. There's a few things. Just a few things. Also, I beat the turtle, which I don't know how I did because I literally fell down the mountain.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah. Screw you, turtle.
Yeah.
You're the worst. I hate him. Sorry.
Yo, you're you don't have to apologize for hating. I'm just also like reading things. I also want to say like shout out to Kester Davis. I'm bi, my wife is ace, and somehow it really works for us.
Yay!
That's awesome.
That is
I
absolutely
love
wonderful.
that. And it totally does. Like there's something about that, the energy, absolutely chef's kiss. I love it forever.
Also, what is this mission? I don't know what this mission is. Anyways, sorry.
And yeah, Morgan the Pirate Queen, estrogen destroys alcohol tolerance, and testosterone does the opposite. Where I'm like,
yeah, you're
5 beers in, and I'm like, can I please just be tipsy?
Yeah.
Do
Whereas
I need to drink whiskey for it? I don't understand.
it's like I got to grow boobs and fucking save money on beer, which so I really just am all an advocate for estrogen, even though I know boobs are not for everybody.
I would like to have the non-boobs. I wish we could have just traded that. Actually, that would have been great.
Yeah, I would have taken your boobs. I would have gladly taken your boobs.
But I will say the saving money on alcohol and then also like being able to tolerate a cold without feeling like you're gonna be like jettisoned into the like external universe would be great. Because I didn't believe that the man cold was a thing. And now I'm like,
yeah.
Oh no.
I never really thought about that, but yeah, man code is that is definitely. I never really thought about that.
Well, estrogen is like more of, I think it isn't it like more of a natural painkiller. So like people who have more estrogen in their bodies typically have a higher pain tolerance.
I did not know that. I legitimately did not know that.
That could be pseudoscience that I'm just spouting because I didn't do enough research. But like, I'm pretty sure it has some sort of scientific backing.
I have no idea.
All I know is that I used to be able to like go to work like while I had pneumonia, and now if I get like a tiny sinus infection, I'm like, don't talk to me. I can't function.
Oh my god, I keep getting hit with these balls.
Good. You said you wanted people to touch you.
Not well. I mean, I do. I'm fine with balls touch. Okay, there's no way that conversation ends well. No way that ends well for Jessie. Or maybe it does end well for Jessie.
Thanks for the super chat mentioning the Harry Potter movies came into their own when they started not being vehemently loyal to the books with Azkaban onwards, and the 3 main characters are allies, so I only consume the HP movies, and that's pretty legit.
Yeah, no, I'm still here for the. I'm
also still here for Dan Radcliffe and Emma Watson and Rupert Grint.
Oh yeah, all of them wonderful. Like I'm still I like it's hard for me to watch the Harry Potter movies still just because J.K. Rowling, but I'm still here for like. I mean, I'm here for if as long as you're aware of J.K. Rowling being a terrible person, I'm here for anyone who still enjoys the Harry Potter stuff. Totally fine. But I'm more here for the Harry Potter movies than I am for the books. So that's. Yeah.
I would agree with that. I also like it's like I also don't. I mean, it's hard for me to revisit a lot of it right now. But like my personal thing is sort of like if I want to like watch one of the movies and I had something that I already own, I'm not giving any more money to her, and that's kind of where my personal boundary is, where it's like nothing that I don't want to support.
Well, here's
monetarily anymore.
So I'm gonna give a spoiler to people for a video I'm gonna be releasing next week. But it's just something I was just talking about.
Yet another behind the scenes.
Yeah, but so there's a new book that I was telling you this, but there's a new Star Trek book that just came out.
Oh yes.
That's about Jadzia Dax, and it's wonderful, and it's written by a non-binary author because Star Trek, the people behind Star Trek, literally like it is something that we need to do. We need to have a Star Trek book written by a non-binary author. It just needs to be a thing that happens, and so they just released one, and I'm so pleased. And I was lucky enough to reach out to the author Alex White, and we had a conversation right before this stream. I interviewed them. It was really wonderful, and that'll be coming out next week. But I bring it up because a part of the conversation that we had in that video was how Star Trek as a franchise invites it failed queer people a lot. It failed queer people a ton, especially in early days. But what Star Trek does now is it's a franchise that like the people behind it always kind of wanted to be progressive and like wanted to have those conversations, and so it invites you to critically analyze it and be like, hey, Star Trek, you messed up and you were not perfect. It's a franchise that like invites that. Whereas like you look at something like Harry Potter, which is also somewhat progressive in terms of its messaging, even though there's a lot of messed up stuff you could put in there. And it's like I would be down to critically analyze Harry Potter and be like, here's the ways that I still love Harry Potter, but here's the way it failed. But you can't do that anymore because it's like there's like part of the reason we're able to do that with Star Trek is because we have like there's still a joy in Star Trek. Like I can still I still feel like accepted in that space to make those conversations, to like make that to have like I'm not saying I'm not talking about Star Trek and its failures because I hate it. I talk about it because I love it. And so while there's total essays that you could do about like Harry Potter and the failures of Harry Potter, it's harder to do that because it's like you're not analyzing it because you love it. You'd analyze it because it's like it's pushing you out.
It's failed you.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not doing anything to... Well, and also with Star Trek, I mean, like, Star Trek is a much, like, broader, wider universe. And so we have new creators coming into the universe who, like, understand Star Trek historically and understand where they want it to go. And they understand the history of where people wanted to be progressive but probably weren't able to based off of, like, what studios were saying, and or also even, like, just, like, their own understandings of themselves. And so, like... you can still have those conversations, and the creators at least are going to have that dialogue with you. Whereas like J.K. Rowling, when you say like, "Hey, I think that maybe I don't agree with this," she's like, I think that maybe masterwork. I think like that's. I think that maybe only one creator.
I think that maybe your use of goblins was anti-Semitic, maybe.
Right.
And like, and it's not saying like, even if we took aside J.K. Rowling being like transphobic, horrible person, like the problem like I had like even if we set that aside, sorry, this is an aside that I wanted to like talk about, was like,
yeah, go ahead.
But like there was that whole thing with like Jon Stewart recently talked about like the goblins in Harry Potter being using anti-Semitic tropes, right? Did you hear about that?
Yes. Yeah.
So that was a big thing, and then he immediately had to come out afterwards and be like, well, I wasn't calling her anti-Semitic. And it's like, but the thing was, like, that's not what you were doing in the first place. Like, the conversation was about, like, why these tropes were used. And it's like, you're not allowed to criticize J.K. Rowling ever. She has to be this perfect writer. And it's like, no, it's like, even if we set aside the trans stuff, it's like, we should be having that conversation about, like, why the goblins in Harry Potter were problematic anti-Semitic tropes. That's not saying, like... Again, if we set aside J.K. Rowling specifically, but it's like, it's not saying like that you're a terrible person for having used it. We're saying that this is the thing that we need to critically analyze, and we're not allowed to do that with J.K. Rowling.
Or that all of your ideas sucked. It's like, well, obviously not. You had a huge following for like 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So, but like, I mean, you're one person who wrote this who did not realize that how you'd absorb the world informed some of your creativity, which is true. And that's something that we all need to reflect on and like do better at.
Yep. But no,
but she's just but you're not allowed to criticize her. Otherwise, she's like, "This is my masterwork. Why are you saying these mean things about me?"
Yeah, you're hating on me. It's like, no, we're actually trying to just critically analyze why these things are problematic. And then also, like on top of that, you're just doubling down on being harmful to trans people. But that's a whole other conversation too.
Yeah.
So.
And also, did not treat your Asian characters so great either.
Again, problem that we should be talking about, but we can't because, like, if they're criticized, Cho Chang is not problematic at all. She was a perfect character, and how dare anyone be upset that she deigned to put an Asian character in her work,
right?
Or she deigned to put a gay character kind of not really in her work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. So we're having a lot of hard conversations. I love you, and I'm sorry that
also, like, I mean, I'm still enjoying these conversations.
Yeah.
Also, like, it's 1:13 a.m. here, and I'm a little bit.
Yeah, we should wrap out. I should finish off this stream.
But I mean, like, I've been enjoying these conversations, and so, like, just for chats, I also appreciate all of you. I'm just sorry if like anybody plays this back and there's ever a point where it's just like Jessie's being really great and continuing to like.
Okay, stop.
Talk.
Okay,
no,
all right.
But no, I'm making a joke. I'm making my funny joke.
Okay.
Where it's just like she's like doing like her thing, and then you just like see me next to her like. That's because I'm listening, but it's also 1 a.m. And I appreciate being here, but I feel like my face has like stopped.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Well, we should wrap out the stream. Let me free this Chain Chomp, and then I'll pause, and then we can wrap out the stream, and then we will say I love you to the chat and everybody. So we're gonna wrap out the stream in just a minute, everybody. So.
Oh, I didn't mean to kill it.
No, you're fine. I'm kind of getting tired too, so you're totally fine.
Did you get your Taco Bell? I don't know why I'm talking like this right now.
It has not arrived yet, so it's coming. It's on its way, so we'll get it in a minute. But so taco. I'm very excited about it. Okay, let me get this. What?
Made it happen.
Yeah, I did.
Did it.
All right, cool. Let's let's bid everyone a good night. But Lucien, thank you for doing this.
Yes.
I appreciate you being here.
Super fun. I had a blast.
I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed it too. I know like it's because Lucien was here I couldn't pay attention as much to the chat, but I hope people enjoyed the conversation. So
yeah, and I also am sorry we both got distracted, but like we would like let's go into our little like bubbles. So I promised that we were still reading and enjoying your company.
Yay. But I love you, Lucien. I love you all, chat. You're all very wonderful. People like this. I hope people. Just to like I'll just do the quick announcement stuff. I hope people enjoyed this because what I'm planning on doing is I do want to do. I'm hopefully in the next month or two. We're figuring out a deck date, Lucien and I. But I'm trying to get together a charity stream. We're gonna do a charity stream that I'm going to be playing a certain game, and I'll announce what it is, but I'm going to be doing kind of something special for it, and it's going to be a long sort of like charity stream, and Lucien's going to help MC it, and I'm going to have other guests and people on, and we're going to have fun doing that. So this was just sort of a test to like get Lucien comfortable being sort of the MC and everything, and just hanging out, and also because Lucien's lovely and I wanted an excuse to hang out with him. So
and, yeah, we just wanted an excuse to hang out with each other. Also, thank you so much for chat. Everyone was being very kind about me being here, and so thank you. I've lurked in your chat frequently, and so I'm glad to be part of this community. And since it seems like people want me back, maybe I'll show my face again.
Yeah,
and
you should.
Maybe I mean I'm going to, because you just told them.
You're definitely going to be back. I will make you be back. But yeah, love you everybody, and I'm gonna end the stream. Lucien, you'll be here for just a second longer, but I love you all. Mwah. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. So thank you.
It's great to talk to you.